Good. Hi, girl. Hi. Ooh. Hang on a minute. I kind of like the way this bitch is set up a little bit more. Hey! How's it going? I kind of like it. Might do this one next time. At a bigger game when I'm doing like Hollow Knight or something. That sounds good. Alright, let's go back to this one. Go back to this layout. So, and watch some YouTube and play some video game. Good? Good. Good? Good. Alright, we're gonna watch some bullshit. Check it out. Oh, wait. I should turn the TikToks on, huh? Hang on. Let me put the TikToks on. Them kids get mad at me for not turning it back on. I forget! I don't watch it. I forget. It ain't on my phone. I don't TikTok. It's not my jam. Weirds me out. That endless, mindless scrolling, because I have an ADHD brain. And it, you immediately fall down that rabbit hole, and I know that I could blow a whole lot of time just brainlessly scrolling, so I'm gonna have to know. Sometimes you gotta be a self-aware bitch and know when there is clearly a trap, and that's a trap. That's a trap. That's a trap. I know that's a trap. Don't fuck with me. That's a trap. TikTok's a trap. It is. What? Okay. Come on. Lord. I don't think it's bad. I'm just saying it's a trap. The mindless brain toilet. Flesh, flesh, flesh. And all your attention goes down that toilet. Come on, TikTok. Turn on before I get yelled at. Go live. Wish we would go back to being connected to the fucking Steam Labs, because that would be great. But of course, you must be difficult because you are a bitch. That's right. Oh, hang on, let me move this. Yes. It's daily life. It's doing whatever the crap I want. Watching fucking YouTube and playing video games. Daily life. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Alright, TikTok is on. The kids will not yell at me now, hopefully. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Okay. Okay, pew, 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 pew. Pause the music. Good. Here, the YouTube.
After all of their disgusting behavior during their time as
Who are
YouTubers,
these?
including faking their funeral for a GoFundMe scam.
Her coffin is gonna cost them more because they have to triple the size of the coffin.
Sisters Amy and Tammy Slayton, instead of fading into obscurity, were rewarded for their actions with 7 seasons of their own TLC reality show, 1,000
Oh, the 500-pound
Sisters.
sisters or
But if
whatever.
anyone had hoped that they would use this as a chance at redemption, they would be sorely mistaken.
Stars from the reality hit TV show 1,000 Pound Sisters was arrested.
What started as a few comments from concerned viewers, she's bringing kids in the world to make herself happy, but she's not providing them a clean and healthy environment. Eventually,
Hi,
became
Nico.
a reality.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Illegal possession of Schedule 6 drugs and 2 counts of child endangerment.
Every single time I hear the words Amy Slayton, a deep, burning rage builds up inside of me.
Before Amy and Tammy Slayton graced our TV screens, the Kentucky-based sisters were entertaining audiences from a far lower budget setting, YouTube.
Oh. I can tell you as
Even in
somebody
these
that used
early
to be
days,
over
there was
400
something
pounds,
about
it
the
ain't
Slayton
fun
sisters'
being that
very
size.
existence that
I
triggered
hated it.
controversy, whether it
And
was
it was,
their
I didn't
weight,
do
I
things
think
like
this was
that,
just
and I
an
didn't
excuse
eat
to
shit
eat
like
some
that.
marshmallows, or their lifestyle. They need to be doing a Let's Clean Our
It's,
House challenge.
some
But
people
what
have
started
hormone
as
imbalances
pure
and
hate
shit, and it's
watching
just
videos
unfucking
soon attracted
fortunate.
a fan base who saw the sisters as brave for their refusal to conform and their antics as, well, humorous. And it's this growing devotion that the sisters would eventually prey upon. Let's start with the Slayton sisters' early red flags. Yes, even before Amy and Tammy's every mistake became tabloid fodder, the sisters' track record wasn't exactly squeaky clean. Take this mugshot, for example. It traces all the way back to 2010. When Amy addressed the arrest in 2016, she claimed she'd been at a low point after quitting her job and losing her grandfather.
So everything was going bad for me, and I really wanted this book, and I thought, well, I want to try to steal it.
Amy put the book in her purse and tried to walk out, but she made one mistake, not removing the barcode.
And when I walked out the door at Walmart, it beeped.
Amy was arrested for her crime and ordered to pay a $400 fine.
I was learning from my mistakes, and this was
That
big
was a
mistake.
repeat
I've
offense
never
then,
done
because
it
they
again,
don't
and I never
arrest
would.
you and put you in jail
But
for a
had
fucking
Amy really
one book
learned her
first
lesson?
time.
One of the more
Nice
recent
try.
controversies suggests otherwise, and digging through the Slayton sisters' past proves this was far from the only time a sister crossed an ethical line. For one, there was the way Tammy and Amy treated their animals. From a lack of cleanliness
Oop,
to
stay
secondhand
back, Mom,
smoke,
babe.
viewers
Okay,
were
what?
disturbed
You got-
by the
yeah, good girl,
conditions the
baby.
sisters
All right, go watch
exposed
your
their
stuff.
pets to. In fact, the Slayton sisters' treatment of
You
their
haven't had
animals
enough
was viewed so
snacks?
poorly that when Amy's German
All right, go
Shepherd
ahead. You can
attacked
have
her,
a
according to
Halloween
the internet,
snack.
she had it coming. The incident occurred
Can
in
you not,
2016
not a
after
licorice?
Amy locked the
'Cause it's
dog
gonna
in
be
a
hard to
hot
brush it out of your
camper while
teeth
doing
later.
laundry. Despite
Not something
insisting
oh,
in
you
a
can have your
since-deleted
candy
video
ring
that
now.
the air
Your candy
conditioner
ring.
was on and he had cold water to drink, she also claimed the dog had
Yeah.
smashed the AC unit to escape, raising suspicions that it hadn't been on in
Yeah,
the first
you can have your
place.
kitty ring
the
now.
YouTuber ended up sending the dog to the
Remember,
town
you gotta
for
brush your teeth
observation.
real
She
good.
assured her viewers that if the workers think he's okay, then he'll be sent to a better home. And if they didn't think the dog was okay, well, the implication was clear enough. Hundreds of thousands of dogs are euthanized every year, and given that Amy claimed the German Shepherd bit her, it was unlikely he would be rehomed. This, however, wasn't the only time one of the Slayton sisters' pets was abandoned in a hot car. In another deleted video
What?
in 2019, Tammy admitted that while they were celebrating Amy's birthday in an arcade, she felt bad for their dog Little Bit.
Because you can't find a hot car on River Campaign.
And despite Tammy's attempt to make it sound like the pet was taken care of,
I did get a little bit some ice
Okay,
water.
what?
So I thought about it.
Tammy couldn't take back what she already repeatedly
lollipop
admitted.
broke?
The heat was unbearable.
We took a little break after that.
It's because you were super
It was
aggressive.
hot.
It was confessions like this that led viewers
you need
to
help,
brand the sisters
or do you
as
got it?
selfish and liars who weren't deserving of their platform.
Just rinse it
And
off and
their
eat it.
history of alleged scams didn't help matters. When Amy
It's
was
not
young,
gooey,
she was
right?
diagnosed with toxoplasmosis.
Which in layman's terms, that is
I like when they're explaining it, but
what
then
they
they have
call
no idea what
scars
the
of my
fucking
eyes.
know
This
what they're
meant
talking
she was
about.
considered legally blind and would likely lose all vision by the time she was 35. According to Amy, this was why she was receiving disability payments, despite viewer speculation.
A lot of people will say that I'm on Social Security because I'm fat. They say that we shouldn't be on Social Security so we can sit on our lazy fat and use their taxpayers dollars and stuff like that. I just want to set the record straight. I'm not on disability for poverty.
At least for Amy, it wasn't because of her weight.
Oh, it's
Tammy,
just a
however, was
sound.
allegedly receiving disability payments for her morbid obesity. This led internet users to accuse the sisters of scamming the system by receiving government handouts while raking in money as YouTubers, as well as through a shifty side hustle. Tammy's merch site, which described purchases as a donation, raised suspicions amongst viewers that the sisters were trying to cheat the system by presenting their income as charity, or as one Reddit user put it, yes, officer, tax evasion, right here. And the shady business tactics didn't stop there. The sisters were also accused of scamming the artists who worked on their merch by refusing to pay them. And while Tammy's business partner, a man named Quincy, claimed the artist didn't want payment and simply wanted to get a follow or notice by Tammy, this was quickly contradicted by the artists. One artist claimed that they were blocked and their artwork was misattributed to someone else after requesting that their art not be used without payment. Another artist
are you
claimed their
doing with
work
the
was used
teapot,
without
you poop?
permission. However, when they reached out, they claimed Quincy accused them
No,
of clout
no,
chasing
no.
before ending the conversation with some seriously unprofessional words of advice, telling the artist to die. It was shortly after this that Quincy and Tammy had a falling out, leading to Quincy making claims that he was also scammed by Tammy.
I'm no longer supporting it. I don't want no one to be supporting this bullshit no more.
But according to the internet, the biggest victims of the Slayton sisters were their fans. See, over the years, Tammy's health has been a major point of concern. And in 2015, things took a turn for the worse. To the shock of viewers, at just 28 years old, Tammy was hospitalized. And despite some positive updates,
I lost 108 pounds.
Give me a heart attack,
Understand.
buddy. Holy God.
it wasn't long before
Jesus.
Tammy delivered crushing news. Tammy
She
was
wanted
going
to make her
die.
own lollipop
Scratch
with
that.
a
She was
freaking
probably
tea kettle. I'm
going
like,
to die.
nah.
Tammy had been put on life
Hey,
support, and
you don't
according
have a
to
mold.
Amy, that meant would likely be soon facing a major expense.
Her coffee is gonna cost us.
Just, that's the only that's the most important thing is you don't have a mold.
Amy decided to post
Not
a
that she
GoFundMe
was
for viewers to help
8 years
fund
old
Tammy's
and playing with a
funeral.
hot-ass
person
teapot.
who,
No.
let us
No,
remind
she didn't get a
was
chance to
very
turn the
much
teapot on.
alive. Many
But she's
smelled
like,
the
I'm gonna make a
scam,
new
and while
lollipop.
some
I'm like,
pointed
no,
out
you
that the
ain't.
GoFundMe was clear that if Tammy
You don't
did
have a
live,
mold.
the money would be used for hospital expenses. This contradicted what Amy said on her channel.
We won't be spending it on anything but the funeral.
I won't ask, but I don't know
I
what
missed
else to
what
do,
happened. Okay,
Amy
so
wrote on the
so she
GoFundMe
pretended
page.
her sister was
Please,
dead or
please
something?
help us. The
Okay.
sisters were also accused of scamming the artists who worked on their merch by
This is
refusing
where I
to
was.
pay them. And while Tammy's
Okay.
business partner, a man named Quincy, claimed the artists didn't want payment and simply wanted to get a follow or notice by Tammy, this was quickly contradicted by the artists. One artist claimed that they were blocked and their artwork was misattributed to someone else after requesting that their art not be used without payment. Another artist claimed their work was used without permission. However, when they reached out, they claimed Quincy accused them of clout chasing before ending the conversation with some seriously unprofessional words of advice, telling the artist to die. It was shortly after this that Quincy and Tammy had a falling out, leading to Quincy making claims that he was also scammed by Tammy.
I'm no longer supporting it. I don't want no one to be supporting this bullshit no more.
But according to the internet, the biggest victims of the Slayton sisters were their fans. See, over the years, Tammy's health has been a major point of concern. And in 2015, things took a turn for the worse. To the shock of viewers, at just 28 years old, Tammy was hospitalized. And despite some positive updates,
I lost 108 pounds. Well, I'm under 500 now.
it wasn't long before Amy delivered crushing news. Tammy was going to die. Scratch that. She was probably going to die. Tammy had been put on life support, and according to Amy, that meant would likely be soon facing a major expense.
Her coffin is gonna cost them more because they have to triple the size of the coffin.
Amy decided to post a GoFundMe for
Because they have to
viewers help
triple
fund
the size of
Tammy's
the coffin?
funeral.
No, they
A
don't.
person who, let us remind you, was very much alive. Many smelled a scam. And while some pointed out that the GoFundMe was clear that, if Tammy did live, the money would be used for hospital expenses, this contradicted what Amy said on her channel.
We won't be spending it on anything but the funeral.
I won't ask, but I don't know what else to do, Amy wrote on the GoFundMe page. Please, please help us, even if it's cents. Thank you and may God bless you. In total, the campaign raised over $800, and it was shortly after this that Tammy began reappearing in videos, alive and well.
Happy birthday, Tammy!
So today's the day. I've got my RTA mock system
Oh,
and
Jet
Coyote
Tila.
appliances.
When Tammy
Nah, he's
learned what her
okay.
sister had done, even she was outraged.
When I found out Amy did the whole GoFundMe thing, believe me, I was mad.
And so were those who had donated to the fundraiser. People quickly began requesting their money back. The problem was,
I gave it to my mother, who paid bills with Tammy's bills.
yes, according to Amy, the money was already gone. Still, she promised.
If you give me a confirmation number, email, I'll give you the money back. Because I'm not like that. I do not take money very lightly.
However, when it came to proving the money had gone toward medical bills, Amy was the one who couldn't cough up any receipts.
I should not throw receipts away. But in my head, I wasn't thinking, well, these
You could go get
receipts might come
them
to bite me in the
reprinted.
ass.
You could
It
go
wasn't
there and
long before
get
the
them
sisters
reprinted.
were
So nice
asking their
try.
fans for more handouts. In May 2016, viewers noticed that Tammy's funeral GoFundMe updated to a fundraiser to help Amy find a place to live, and then to a fundraiser to get Amy a new MacBook. The goal was set at $10,000. Amy ended up blaming the MacBook campaign on following some bad advice from a friend, a woman named Ashley, who later came forward claiming she was neither Amy's friend nor responsible for her repeated alleged scams.
Every single time I hear the words Amy Slayton get brought up anywhere, a deep burning rage builds up inside of me because of what you've done to not only me, but everyone else who felt bad for you and your family.
Ashley appeared to confirm her side of the story by supplying screenshots of messages where Amy wrote, "Yeah, I shouldn't have set the MacBook one up. I wish I hadn't set up any of them."
If I'm petty for calling out a known scammer, then so be it.
2 months after changing the campaign, Amy purchased a luxury RV camper, piquing viewers' suspicions. So wait, Amy needs $10,000 for a MacBook Pro after buying the Taj Mahal of travel trailers? But it does make me wonder where the money she raised last year for Tammy's double-wide coffin went. Amy, however, claimed that the money for the camper hadn't come from GoFundMe, but from one of their viral videos.
Tell y'all 100% true that the money for the camper and the camper in the van came from me selling the rights to the Power of Makeup video.
Still, if people did want their money back, she was happy to reimburse them.
If y'all do want your money back, please find a way to get a hold of me, and I will give you the money back.
Despite this promise, in November 2016, a social media user by the name of Paracord came forward claiming she had sent Amy $250 for Tammy's funeral expenses and hadn't received her money back. She admitted Amy had sent her a gift card, allegedly with 1 cent on it. In response to the accusation, Amy claimed Paracord was trying to defraud her. By early January 2017, it was reported that Paracord was terminally ill and had needed the money to buy Christmas presents for her children. Another person following the story alleged Amy sent her followers after Paracord in hopes she'd stop asking for money. On January 17, 2017, a forum user reported Paracord had passed away.
Dicks.
After news of Paracord's death, Paracord's son allegedly received a shocking email from Amy, which he then summarized for the internet. He just got an email saying Amy is considering taking her own life. I am exhausted and raw, so if someone can get someone to check on Amy personally, please do so. I am pissed off that there are people in her camp who are concerned enough to tell me it will be our fault if she takes her life, but not concerned enough to call the cops where she lives. In a video from January 2017, Amy addressed the situation.
I'm sorry that she passed away, and I want to give my condolences to the family.
However, in a now deleted live stream, Amy speculated Paracord was just another person trying to scam her. But if their alleged history of scams hadn't already scorched the sisters' reputations, their messy personal lives might have done the trick. In 2016, Amy posted to Facebook, "Had the worst date of my life last night. Note to self, you can't trust men nowadays." If you're asking yourself how bad a date can get, well, according to Amy's story, very. The YouTuber claimed the man she was seeing, a 19-year-old who was autistic and had never been intimate with a woman, drank too much and peed on himself before leaving her alone in the motel room with no phone, no nothing. Her date, however, told a different version of events. On Facebook, he alleged that Amy bit him during their encounter despite him telling her to stop. As the conversation lowered to below-the-belt clapbacks from both sides, Amy took to YouTube to address the situation in a since-deleted video where she didn't exactly deny the allegations.
I was trying to give him a hickey because he was a virgin and he never had a hickey before. So I was giving him a hickey and he was like,
No, ma'am. That's
"Quit
just...
biting me." And I'm like, "I'm not biting you." And he was like, "Yeah, you are." So I bit him, and I was like, "That's wicked."
Amy proceeded to dox the man in the comments section of the video, leading him and his family to allegedly file charges. So Amy's search for Mr. Right continued. After all, despite blaming her growing online fame for getting in the way of her IRL relationships,
I'm so sorry, Matt, that you were getting bullied because of dating me. But I did tell you in the beginning I do have a lot of hate right now.
Or when that didn't work, throwing shade at other parties involved.
Maybe it wasn't
the YouTube that made him break up with me. Maybe it was the fact that it was his ex-girlfriend starting.
With Sous Vide Kitchen Robot, I just made a delicious full meal for my family of 4 in only 1 minute.
Between us.
Amy wasn't ready to give up on love, and by 2017, the YouTuber had finally snagged a man who would stick around. In fact, it wasn't long after Amy introduced the world to her boyfriend Michael that the pair got engaged.
We were taking a walk, and he got down on one knee, and he asked me, and I was like, goddamn time.
Yet, as internet sleuths began digging into Michael's past, it became clear this was no fairy tale romance. See, it turned out Amy's
you could
Prince
tell he's
Charming
icky
had a
butts right
criminal
away.
record for a DV charge dating back to 2015.
I'm not even going to talk about him being like that, because that was just one-time deal, and he regrets it, and he's sorry for it, and he would never do that to me, because he knows I would beat the out of him.
It was also alleged in a now-deleted podcast that Amy had claimed Michael had been intimate with her before she was a legal adult. Despite these allegations, Amy and Michael tied the knot. Given the drama surrounding the Slayton sisters, by 2017, one internet user questioned why TLC hadn't given them their own special yet. As fate would have it, the sisters eventually did capture the network's attention, and after TLC featured them in the short-lived series Family by the Ton, Tammy and Amy were given their own show. The series was called 1,000 Pound Sisters, the approximate value of their combined weights, with Amy weighing 406 pounds at the beginning of the show, and Tammy weighing 605 pounds. The show premiered in January 2020 and followed the Slayton sisters' weight loss journey as they worked to shed enough pounds to qualify for gastric bypass surgery. Unlike on YouTube, where Amy received the most hate, most of the backlash from TV viewers was directed at Tammy, who was quickly labeled as rude, uncooperative, and jealous.
There's stuff you can do. Okay, shut the up. I'll do it when I'm ready.
While Amy lost weight and soon qualified for weight loss surgery, Tammy's constant fluctuations made viewers believe she wasn't taking her health seriously. Viewers also quickly learned Tammy's love life was just as disastrous as her sister's. Before starring on TLC, Tammy was being catfished by a viewer to get intimate photos. And after being thrust into the spotlight, well, things didn't improve in the dating department. In season 1 of 1,000 Pound Sisters, viewers were introduced to Tammy's boyfriend, Jerry Sykes, who, it turned out, was married and had 7 children at home. Naturally, these details, along with the fact that Jerry, who was also a longtime viewer of the Slayton sisters, confessed to having feelings for Amy, didn't suggest wedding bells were in the future. On top of this, Amy also accused Jerry of being a feeder, a term for someone who is aroused by feeding their partner and watching them gain weight, aka the exact type of person Tammy, who was battling obesity, didn't need in her life.
A feeder is somebody who will feed you until you're so big, your body basically gives out on you.
By the second season of the show, the couple had already split, and by the third season, Tammy was seeing someone new, Dr. Philip Redmond, also known as the BBW King.
Most men with money don't want an obese woman. They just don't.
It is most men, period, wouldn't want an obese woman.
Wouldn't want to, right.
I want an obese woman.
Fans believed Philip's love for obese women was more than a preference and also accused him of being a feeder. As one Twitter user put it, Philip is just another man to come sneak Tammy food she shouldn't be eating, another feeder. The relationship ended with Tammy allegedly filing a restraining order against Philip for harassment that she claimed at its peak involved him calling her up to 20 times an hour. But like most things Slayton sister related, there was another side to the story. In an interview with the reality TV blog TV Show Ace, the mother of Philip's children claimed Tammy was a lying piece of garbage who falsely accused Philip of stalking her when she knew that their relationship had always been purely for TikTok. Naturally, the drama surrounding the Slayton sister only grew as they began expanding their family. One of Amy's biggest storylines on 1,000 Pound Sisters was her goal to become a mother. And following her weight loss surgery in 2019, despite her doctor's warnings to wait 2 years before having a child post-op, she conceived and eventually gave birth to a healthy baby boy named Gage. But with all eyes on Amy, her journey into motherhood was heavily scrutinized. And what internet sleuths found disturbed them. Take this photo Amy posted of Gage eating, for example. Seems innocent, right? But when you look a little closer, something in the background stands out. An ashtray. Were the Slaytons already exposing Gage to secondhand smoke? This wasn't the only red flag that sparked concern amongst viewers. When Amy began feeding Gage solids at 4 months old, 2 months earlier than many doctors recommend, Amy defended herself against the backlash, commenting on a post of Gage eating green beans. Gage's doctor told us to give him vegetables. I would never do anything to hurt Gage. I even messaged his nurse daily to make sure he stayed safe. The state of the home was another issue for viewers, as Amy posted content featuring Gage lying on dirty blankets and on the floor with nothing to cushion him. Even Amy was aware that her home wasn't exactly baby-friendly, and hired organizers to help her clean in the 3rd season of 1,000-Pound Sisters. She claimed she grew up in a messy home and wanted better for Gage.
Trying to balance my life as a mom, trying to be better as a mom than I was. You know.
But did a desire to do better make Amy fit for the challenge of motherhood? By the time Amy announced she was pregnant with her second
like I want to
child
be
in
better,
January
actually do it.
2022, the internet still wasn't convinced. See, remember the ashtray in Gage's Instagram photo? Well, it turned out social media's concern was valid, as Amy admitted in an interview with The Sun in 2022 to smoking a pack a day during her first pregnancy. And while she had cut down to 5 cigarettes a day, she still hadn't managed to kick the habit for her second pregnancy. Given that smoking while pregnant can cause issues during delivery as well as birth defects and developmental issues in babies, attempting to quit while already pregnant wasn't good enough for viewers. As one Reddit user put it, she's bringing kids in the world to make herself happy, but she's not providing them with a
One
clean
more
and
hour
healthy
and then bedtime,
environment.
okay?
She's setting a horrible example.
Are you hungry?
It will be a near miracle if her kids don't
Are you
also
good?
end up obese, and she's doing a lot
Please
to prevent
hydrate.
her own longevity.
Did
But
you take your
regardless
allergy
of what
medicine?
the internet thought about Amy having more children, in July 2022, Amy and Michael welcomed their second son, Glenn Allen, to the family. Meanwhile, Tammy was going through her own changes. After fluctuating in weight for years, in July 2022, Tammy had finally lost enough pounds to qualify for weight loss surgery. More recently, she also had a skin removal surgery to take care of excess skin. The result had been a transformation so jaw-dropping that it has social media users running to the gym.
I'm down 500 pounds now.
And Tammy's love life also transformed. In November 2022, she married a man she met in weight loss rehab, Caleb Willingham. This love story, however, was cut tragically short when Caleb passed away in July 2023, likely due to complications from morbid obesity.
Knowing that I'm wearing like his ashes around my neck and on my hand kind of actually helps me pass the day.
While viewers were sympathetic to what Tammy was going through and hopeful that this wouldn't derail her weight loss efforts, this hasn't prevented her behavior from being criticized during the latest season of 1,000-Pound Sisters.
Now that I've lost so much weight, I feel like she's kind of jealous. She's not the pretty sister no more.
One Reddit user recently posted, "Tammy is a petulant child, a good 90% of the time. She is unkind and childish, and I cannot see any part of her growth. She lost weight, and that's about the only change I see." Another user replied, "This. She's still an absolutely miserable person. It seems like she gets a pass from so many people due to the weight loss and Amy continuing to be terrible as well." But hold on, why had the internet turned against Amy again? Following her messy split from Michael in 2023, which ended in Amy filing and then dropping DV charges and both parties filing restraining orders, Amy's life seemingly began to spiral out of control. She began dating new men, bringing them around her children and into her home, where she still smoked freely despite the backlash she received.
Every time you go outside to smoke a cigarette, it gets on your clothes, it gets on your hair, it gets on your skin, it gets on everything. Do you absolutely clean yourself every time you go smoke a cigarette before you touch your kids?
Eventually, Amy found a steady boyfriend, a man named Brian Lou.
Wash your hands
and
when
if
you
you're
come
hoping
back
he
in
would
from
be the
outside,
positive influence
just in
Amy
general.
needed in her life, the events
Ew.
of September 2nd, 2024 suggest otherwise.
Breaking news out of West Tennessee, the star of a reality TV show on TLC has been arrested after a day at a drive-through zoo.
Deputies were called to Tennessee Safari Park after a guest claimed that they were bitten by a camel. That guest was, you guessed it, Amy Slayton, who was driving through the park with her boyfriend and her children. Her injury, however, didn't resemble a camel bite to law enforcement.
I looked at their arm. Had a picture of it. I don't believe it was a camel bite.
What did alarm the deputies were the suspicious odors coming from Amy's car. Inside the same vehicle that the reality star's 2 children were sitting in, Law enforcement found marijuana and psychedelic mushrooms. The couple was arrested for possession as well as child endangerment and spent the night in Crockett County Jail before being released the next day.
You have anything to say to your fans that want to know about the camel bite?
Thank you, and I'm sorry for everything.
After the charges for child endangerment were dismissed, Amy and Brian pleaded guilty to possession. In December 2024, Amy and Brian received a suspended sentence of 11 months and 29 days, which they wouldn't serve as part of their plea agreement. They were also ordered to pay fines of $1,000, complete an assessment for illegal substances and alcohol, and take parenting classes, something the internet believed Amy was in desperate need of. Continually endangering her children, intentionally or not, has led some to believe it was a mistake for Amy to have children at all. As one Reddit user put it, she liked the idea of kids, the somebody who will love you unconditionally con. She completely ignored the actual work that goes into raising them. On the most recent season of 1,000 Pound Sisters, even Tammy tried getting through to Amy.
That's what you always wanted, was to be a mommy. And now you can go to jail for who knows how long. And that's scary.
Yet, just as the concern over the chaos Amy was inviting into her and her boys' lives peaked, the reality star announced her engagement to Brian, a man she'd known for 5 months at this point. Just 1 month later, Tammy announced she was engaged to her girlfriend, Andrea Dalton, who she only went public with 2 months prior.
Me and my fiance, we just kind of chill at home.
Hold on, you said fiance?
Safe to say, the internet was skeptical. One Reddit user commented, 100% one of the two is going to have a divorce in the next 5 years, most likely Amy. Another user replied, 5 years? I love your optimism. So, is this going to be the happily ever after the Slayton sisters have been waiting for?
Finally a
or is the
fucking
internet
Ruby.
right in
Oh, I
predicting
need
that
3
these
of them now.
relationships will simply end up as entries on the sisters' seemingly never-ending track record of controversies? For now, we'll just have to
Yep,
wait and see.
trade
While you're
rubies
here,
for the,
check out our video on another creator who the
alien
public
trees.
doesn't just believe shouldn't have children, but is doing everything in its power to take away the child he has. And consider liking, commenting, and subscribing.
Wait. There was another one. Hang on. Hang on. There was another one. Hang on.
A few months ago, this TikTok duo went viral for looking more like a romantic couple than father and daughter.
There's nothing else but dance trends and fun going on here. I promise.
Nothing you say matters. Because in the long run, you can't do at it.
Since then, new allegations about their relationship have surfaced, and they're darker than anyone expected.
This guy has given me the creeps since day one.
Including an explosive interview where he revealed something so disturbing, people started begging for someone to step in.
Honestly, you know what?
And just when things couldn't get worse, more jaw-dropping clips started resurfacing.
Boosting radio channel with 3 views.
Now, the internet is convinced Sarah needs to be saved from her own
Jesus
father.
balls.
To catch you up to speed,
Hi, welcome.
23-year-old Sarah and her 44-year-old father Patrick first sparked online
We're watching
scrutiny
nonsense
for
on
their
YouTube and
intimate
choking to
bond
death playing
that
video
involved
games.
a level of physical
Hey
affection,
babe, how's it going?
yearning
Thanks
looks,
for coming
and lack of boundaries.
Hi there,
Sarah?
welcome in. If we've never met,
Will you wear this
I'm
ring
Jaden Necko.
as a sign
I'ma just do whatever I
and a
want here.
promise to God.
Holy crap! There's so much going on right now. So, we're playing Ever After Falls. We're playing Ever After Falls in a dungeon, getting toasty. I've got all my fans and filters and shit going on. Alice is chilling, watching movies over. Gone. It's over that way. And whatever the crap is going on YouTube is. Okay, hang on. I gotta rewind that because oh my Jesus, Jesus, Jesus,
I know
Jesus,
you wanna
Jesus,
slump
Jesus,
up on
Jesus,
these
Jesus,
lumps,
Jesus.
but you can't 'cause
Anyway.
you're a chump. A chump.
The bags I'm working on right now are the monochromatic dino, and then I'm doing a like a cherry blossom and a winter one. I've got all of them punched out. I'm just changing a bunch of colors on a bunch of other stuff. I've been painting them. I hand punch them and I hand paint them. That's what happens. You gotta paint all this shit and punch the holes out and do the things. So, this one, I'm gonna make little cherry blossom dangler that one stays on the bag and the other one you can unclip and clip it to your purse or keychain or whatever. Dude, okay, I'm ready. I paused. What's going on today? What happened today, baby? Tell me. I'm ready. Oh, like a dangler, this. Make it little, like a dangler, you know? Dangler. Keychainy. Aw, that's all. I love trolling. Sometimes I walk into Doc's room and I sneeze, and then he gets all angry for no reason. But then we listen to some good jams, and it's allergy season, you know? It gets cold, and I just sneezed, okay? Just relax. Okay, now. So there's this girl, and that's her dad, or some shit like that.
Sarah needs to be saved from her own father. She needs to be
saved
to
from
catch
her.
up to
I already don't like this.
23-year-old Sarah and her 44-year-old father Patrick first sparked online scrutiny for their intimate bond that involved a level of physical affection, yearning looks, and lack of boundaries.
Sarah?
Purity ring.
Will you wear this ring as a sign and a promise to God and to me to remain
Jeebus.
pure until the day
All
we're
right,
married?
then.
Yes.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.
That is gorgeous.
Give me your left hand.
Purity ring. Purity
Okay.
ring.
This ring will remain on your left ring finger until the day your husband puts another ring there in its place.
That many found unsettling.
I'm ill. I'm ill.
Your
I'm
left?
ill. I'm ill. I'm ill.
If
I'm
she's
sick,
wearing it
I'm
on her
ill.
left,
Ooh.
they're gonna
And it
think
wasn't
she's already
long before
married.
evidence surfaced that suggested the public's concerns, well, they might be justified. In December 2024,
He's like, "What are you gonna
Sarah
do about
posted a video to her personal crafting TikTok dancing to an AI song that, according to the text overlay, she was obsessed with. Immediately, suspicion arose. Why was Sarah
What's
the
up,
only
Papa?
TikToker who used this sound?
Meow,
The
meow,
more
meow.
the internet dug, the more disturbing findings came to light. The song was created by Ariella Brigman, an AI model that posted steamy content for money. But what connection did she have to the Dream Team? For one, her Instagram bio made it clear that she was a Monster Hunter fan, Sarah and Patrick's favorite video game. Then there was the fact that she followed the Dream Team on Instagram, and the family liked her posts, including Sarah's
What
mother,
are you
Teresa.
doing?
Her name, Ariella, was also alarmingly similar to Aurelia, the dragon in a book series that Sarah and Patrick co-wrote, allegedly using
jelly.
AI. Even searching the
Jelly
name
boba
Ariella
with
Brigman led to Sarah's unrelated content,
fruit cups with
suggesting to
jelly
many
and
that
boba
the
in
accounts
them?
were linked. But the
I got
biggest
them
red
for
flag,
her.
the second
I
the
thought
internet
she'd
caught
like 'em.
on,
She
all
just
of
found them.
Ariella's profiles
Jelly
mysteriously
boba fruit
disappeared.
cups.
If that doesn't scream guilty, I don't know what does.
Yes, Ariella was gone, but not forgotten. Online sleuths continued to investigate the matter, even drawing attention to similarities between Ariella and Jenna Frank, an actress and the daughter of Jason David Frank, the actor who plays the Green Power Ranger. According to the Dream Team, Jenna was Sarah's best friend, despite the two never hanging out outside of Jenna's meet and greets.
I know, like years it feels like, but it's only 5 months. 5 months.
However, after internet users brought the Ariella account and its similarities with Jenna to the actress's attention, the friendship ended with the push of one button: block. Yet, despite the evidence against them, the Dream Team stuck to the same defense: deny.
The truth is, you want there to be some scandal. That's why someone from Reddit created that AI account and tried to make people believe it was us.
Deny.
Why would we make it that easy? If I was going to create an AI account, I certainly would not make it anywhere similar to us in any way. Because that would be too easy for our trolls to find, which they did.
Deny.
I thought it was pretty clear when I said people were spreading lies, but apparently I need to be specific for the low intelligence people in the room. We would never post content like that.
But just days after our video on the duo went live, a new allegation, more stomach-turning than anything we previously covered, surfaced.
Oh, goodness. Right.
See, when Ariala's existence was scrubbed from the internet, it seemed whoever was behind the account missed a spot. A profile by the name of Miss Ariala, using Ariala's photo and liking her fan view, was still out there on a website designed for sharing spicy stories. This account was created before Sarah used Ariala's sound, meaning it was created before anyone online had connected Ariala to the Dream Team. But it wasn't just finding an Ariala profile on this website that disturbed internet users. It was what she posted. Ariala had written a story about a relationship between a father and his daughter, an adult relationship. In her writing, she presented herself as a daddy's girl with light brown hair, just like Sarah. The story even referenced that she played Monster Hunter. And just like before, following the internet's discovery of the account, it disappeared. On top of that, the Dream Team's TikTok was also removed, casting more suspicion their way. Internet users also noticed that when they tried to set up accounts with Patrick's emails, they were told it was already in use. As for why Patrick would need to use multiple email addresses, well, this wasn't the only adult fiction account he had been linked to. An account that followed Ariala, called Babe for Dad, also raised suspicion for its profile picture that looked eerily similar to the characters from Patrick and Sarah's book. This account was made 12 years ago and included obscene comments as well as similar stories to the Ariala account, including one involving intimacy between a father, his daughter, and her best friend with a name that sounded a whole lot like Jenna, Janie. This account then led internet sleuths to a liked audio titled Daddy's Home from another account that some speculate is Patrick,
gross!
judging from his voice back when he had a full set of teeth.
I opened the door of my bedroom and stopped dead. Found you. I want to say something, but I'm mesmerized by the sight in front of me.
The user captioned the audio, inspired by a certain someone who shall remain nameless to protect her innocence. Another account called Suspicious Quail also raised red flags for its stories that not only had a character named Sarah, but a character named Hunter, Sarah's IRL little brother. This account was also followed by a user named Miss Ladybug68, a nickname that should be familiar for any Dream Team viewer. On top of that, internet sleuths uncovered a YouTube channel with the Suspicious Quail username, operated by a faceless gamer who many believed sounded just like Patrick.
What the fuck?
Hello, YouTube. This is Suspicious Quail with a run-through of Dark Souls, and I will be doing it as a dragon.
For some, these accounts were the final nail in the coffin for the Dream Team.
The stories just seem so graphic and so detailed, and like, how can they not be true? Like,
others, however, needed more proof, and proof was on its way. As Sarah continued uploading on her personal account, it wasn't long before Patrick jumped on the bandwagon.
All the people that exist in the world. Why would you want to with your family members? I'm just curious.
Apparently, I couldn't stay away. So, I guess I just proved the trolls right.
Literally
he created
nothing
Patrick Unscripted, specifically
would inspire
to confront
me to
the hate. And his crusade started in the comment
look
section.
at a family member
One
that
user
way.
asked Patrick to address the fact that his email was linked to the adult fiction site, meaning he would have had to confirm the email. Patrick's response? Denial. You don't need to confirm the email for that to happen. It holds the account for 7 days and only drops it if the email isn't confirmed in that 7 days. They tried that with all the emails they could find from my public info. They even tried to tie Teresa's email. Another user pointed out, "You know an awful lot about the sign-up process. Wow, lol." To which Patrick responded, "Well, obviously. You don't think I'm gonna sit back and not look into how they were able to do that, do you? If someone tied your email to a site like that, you would research and figure out how they did it too." But from the Monster Hunter reference to the profile picture of Ariala, Patrick was gonna have to do more to prove he wasn't behind these accounts than dismiss a few comments. Still, the excuses kept coming.
I've never played Dark Souls in my life. Somebody literally went on Reddit and said that wasn't me. Now, we're not the only fans here, people. Monster Hunter's really big.
And Patrick wasn't just defending himself against the latest round of allegations. He was still denying the Dream Team had anything to do with Ariala.
Well, let's ask the question. If I were to create
What
an
are you
AI
snacking
account,
on now, Miss Ma'am?
especially one posting
What you
NSFW
eating?
content,
An orange?
at that time,
Did you finish your
after
jelly
we'd
cup?
already
Did you throw out your
deleted
trash?
2 channels because of the trolls and the people on Reddit who constantly dive deep into our lives. If I were trying to create an AI account that they didn't find, why the hell would I have Sarah do a video? That makes no logical sense.
But that's the thing. According to the internet, Patrick wasn't logical. And maybe that's why his theory for why Sarah used Ariala's sound seemed so unlikely.
If a troll or somebody else that was trying to frame me for this Ariala account
Why does he keep calling him a
decided to go to Sarah's page and interact with her in any way, that could be why her video or that video showed up on her For You page.
As for the story written by the Ariala account, that the father claimed
Hey,
he
Mick
couldn't
Mac.
so much as stomach.
How's it going, baby?
It's sick and perverted. I did not even come close to reading it.
Still, Patrick
What
couldn't
are you-
help adding,
If my coffee doesn't have 30
You're making
grams
fruit
protein in it,
kebabs?
I'm not drinking it.
Okay.
And there is
Please
no
finish
way
your fruit
I'm
cup.
buying
Do not put it on a
$15
kebab.
drink that has 50 grams of sugar and 0 protein in it.
That's fine.
This is the only coffee I'll drink.
If you want, we
in
can make
fact,
fruit kebabs for your birthday
I did
party.
create that account.
We can
If
make
in
them on
fact it was
Saturday.
me,
Do you want to make them
If
Saturday
in
night,
fact
fruit kebabs?
I did
Okay.
write that story.
Fruit kebabs
Back when
and...
the Ariel account was first discovered,
What did you say after that?
all of her
Fruit
accounts
kebabs
disappeared
and-
after it was posted on Reddit, which is kind of suspect to me.
suspect to Reddit too,
Well, what were you
seeing as
saying?
Patrick was an admitted lurker. So, what point was he trying to make?
Knowing
Oh
how
god,
deep
this guy
Reddit dives
is
into our
literally
lives.
turning my stomach. But also...
Why would I delete every single piece of
Why would you be
information
attracted to your
about
dad?
Ariella off the internet? Except for that.
Patrick seemed to answer his own question.
Wasn't paying attention.
These people think I'm dumb.
You are
This,
dumb.
however,
And
didn't
gross.
stop him from voicing his wild theory that the internet was trying to frame him because, well,
I look like a freak. I look like a creep. You're judging me based on how I look, which in and of itself in this day and age
Act
is
like
kind
a
of
freak.
stupid.
despite Patrick's attempts to present himself as an innocent man, he continued to make himself look more guilty from his need to point out that, when it came to what he was being accused of,
None of it's illegal anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference.
to even admitting that he previously had an account on the Steven website where the stories were posted.
Okay, wait, I'll check that. I had one tied to an old email address back when I was 20 years old. But I wasn't reading stories like that.
Of course,
Oh, yeah, what
according
everybody-
to Patrick, this is what his video was all about: honesty.
I have told the truth throughout this entire video. I have not lied once. I don't do that. I don't need to. Because if it was me, I would have owned up to it a long time ago. It's not illegal, so why would I try and hide it?
Let's play that first part back again.
I have told the truth throughout this entire video. I have not lied once.
A bold claim, and, as coming days would prove, a bold-faced lie. Following this video, Patrick announced that the Dream Team would be participating in an interview with the TikToker Hannah X Mari, who previously released critical videos on the duo, and the tone was ominous.
We're gonna set the record straight here, and then whatever happens, happens. We're not gonna look back.
On October 8th, Patrick and Sarah waited to connect with Hannah over live.
I look so much smaller than you right now.
We are so much smaller than me.
For the interview that would change everything. From the beginning, it was clear Hannah was there to ask the hard questions. She interrogated Patrick about his involvement with his brothers, who are both convicted SOs.
I take certain precautions when they're around. Obviously, my kids will never be alone with them, ever.
Hannah then brought up Patrick's recent confession that he had an account on the adult fiction site where the stories were found. Patrick denied that he had written anything, but his answer suggested this wasn't because he was morally opposed.
I never wrote anything. Probably because I'd be way too self-conscious to even think about trying to write something like that.
Hannah
Oh,
also
dude.
questioned how Jenna Frank meet and greets qualified as quality time between Sarah and her supposed BFF.
Yeah, there was one we went to in Oklahoma City, and we got there before her. And when she saw us through those doors, her face lit up like a Christmas tree, and she went immediately to give us a hug. So I know for a fact that she was my best friend.
A best friend Sarah admitted to never hanging out with socially.
We were gonna make dinner plans when we went to Oklahoma City, but she had a baseball game she had to go to right after it, and then she had to leave for the next event, so we couldn't do that.
It wasn't just her friendship with Jenna Frank that Sarah rushed to defend. Sarah made it clear she had her father's back, from dismissing the disturbing similarities between the X-rated stories and her real life.
There's 7 billion people in the world. Do you know how many people are named Sarah and Hunter?
To defending their bond.
Okay, truth is, you guys, the way you two act together would be how a couple would act. I'm laying it out there. It does.
I'm the first child. I'm the baby. I was born on Father's Day. There's a connection here that a lot of people don't understand.
I think it stems a lot from the fact that we are so close to being almost identical. We're almost like twins.
We finish each other's sentences sometimes.
But Sarah and Patrick could defend their relationship all they wanted. It was clear Hannah just wanted one thing out of the dream team, a confession. Specifically, she wanted them to admit to creating Ariella.
So my question to you guys is, did you guys make it? And it's unfortunate that it got caught, but it had nothing to do with yours and Sarah's relationship. It was just something to make some money.
Patrick, however, remained firm.
No, we did not create that.
According to the duo, they only liked Ariella's photos to help out a small creator. However, the more Hannah pressed,
there were so many similarities. For me personally, I find it just a little bit hard to believe.
The more the truth began to unravel. At first, it was small admissions.
I mean, an AI account, fine. I've thought about that several times.
Followed by immediate backtracking.
But that kind of AI account, never.
No, I could not.
Never do that.
Even if it's AI, even if it's fake, I could never portray a woman that way.
But eventually, Patrick began to cave.
It is you. Like I said, there's nothing illegal on it, so why not just tell the truth? It's going to help you. I promise you, if you were just honest about it, people will respect you, and people will back off of you. Like, people will start to trust you. You want that, right?
Yeah, but...
Leading to the one bombshell moment.
Honestly, you know what? Okay. Honestly, yeah, I created the Ariella account.
That's right. Patrick confessed that he was behind the AI bot.
I made that account.
Patrick, thank you. You have been set free, man. You're set free. Doesn't that feel good? Sarah, give your father a hug.
Oh God, yeah, go hug
Give him
your...
a hug, because that is the most amazing thing you could have done for yourself.
While Patrick could admit to that,
I lost control.
He wouldn't take responsibility for the stories.
I will tell you, I am 100% shocked.
I believe you.
No way. I would never go that far.
Neither Sarah nor Patrick expected the internet to understand.
We don't need people's forgiveness. The only one that matters is God anyway, so...
And they were right.
Don't.
Viewers watching the live were shocked. Not that Patrick was behind Ariella, but that he confessed. One Reddit user joked, "He's crying? Maybe I should be watching, but I'm too busy spending time with my girlfriend who's not my daughter." Another user commented, "We all knew it." But it wasn't just Patrick's admission that was chilling. It was Sarah's reaction. Before the reveal, some noticed that Patrick appeared to look at Sarah for approval. Just check out his confession.
Honestly, you know what? Okay. Honestly, yeah, I created the Ariella account.
Notice how he pauses to look at Sarah before the mic drop moment? Others pointed out that Sarah didn't seem pleased that her father admitted the truth and only hugged him after Hannah told her to.
Sarah, give your father a hug. Give that man a hug.
Above all, Sarah's reaction convinced many of one thing. She knew.
Sarah was not surprised. She was not shocked. She was not gasping and going, "Oh my God, you kept this a secret from me. Oh my God, you lied to me. How could you? How could you do this?" She was very calm. That is not a reaction of somebody that has been in the dark and truly believed that this was not connected to his reality. This is the reaction of someone who has been, and to the point, that she
Oh,
has been
fuck.
heavily involved.
I got way
in the
too
disgusting
distracted.
online
Jesus.
behavior of her father.
The majority of the internet seemed to be on the same page. Sarah was a victim. As one user put it, accepting something this horrific would shatter your psyche. Of course she has minimized it. That's how she's surviving. Following the interview, Patrick posted a TikTok addressing the questions about the Areola account.
It didn't start off as a corn account. It was just supposed to be an AI model, hopefully doing sponsorships at some point. But it got away from me, and I started doing things that I really didn't want to do.
And according to Patrick, viewers were right. Sarah knew, but Patrick claimed she wasn't complicit.
I've already asked my family's forgiveness a long time ago, and God's forgiveness, but I guess I'm asking for y'all's forgiveness. Not really for what I've done, because it wasn't completely horribly off the charts wrong.
Oh, God.
But more for lying about it and deceiving everyone for so long.
He claimed he was going to come clean before the Dream Team deleted their account. However, when Reddit uncovered that story on the adult fiction website,
I got scared.
after all, despite what it looks like, according to Patrick,
I never made that account. I never wrote that story.
in another video, Patrick explained that Areola started as his attempt at creating an AI influencer. The posts were initially tame. Well, sort of.
I mean, there was some lingerie, but everything's covered.
However, when he looked into how AI influencers made money, he realized this content wasn't going to cut it. So, Patrick started a fan view for Areola.
FanView is basically a site like OnlyFans, so you can imagine the type of images.
He claimed Sarah's only involvement was the lip syncing to the song, and that she didn't know about the fan view.
Sarah wasn't involved in any of this, so that rumor can stop right now.
He also denied the rumors that Jenna or Sarah were the inspiration for the model.
All I did was put a text prompt in that says I want a young woman, a young beautiful woman, light brown hair, brown eyes, because everybody was doing blonde hair, blue eyes. I wanted to make it different. I wanted to make it stand out. That's it.
As for why that adult fiction account would catfish as Areola, that Patrick couldn't explain.
I don't know who created it. I don't know why they used Ariala's link tree. I don't know why they used Ariala's profile picture. I don't know.
He couldn't even blame his usual suspects, the trolls.
Because at the time, the trolls couldn't have known about that account.
I'm struggling with missing teeth, and that's why I'm here. Yeah, I wouldn't have done anything like this. I would have went straight.
But could someone who is so capable of lying through his teeth ever be trusted to tell the truth? If the internet had ever believed a word that came out of the Dream Team's mouths, those days were gone.
They're going to sit here and hope that we believe them about everything else after you just denied it?
For many, Patrick's confession wasn't an unburdening of his conscience, but a manipulation tactic used to distract from the bigger issue. As for what that bigger issue was, well, it seemed the internet was about to find out. Following her interview with the Dream Team, Hannah announced that there would be a second interview.
This is going to be very heavy, very emotional. Just wanted everybody to know that things are in the works, and hopefully this will clear up a lot.
From Hannah's tone and facial expressions, viewers were anticipating another bombshell.
Hannah looks visibly upset with the fact that she's going and doing this again. So I don't know if they've already told her what this interview will consist of, or if Patrick has admitted to something and it's just got her visibly shaken.
Whatever it was, the internet was certain of one thing. It was big.
So I'm thinking he's probably behind that lip count as well, and probably going to be admitting to some other things that have been happening.
But after postponing the interview multiple times, Patrick deactivated his TikTok account. It turned out that Hannah had called the whole thing off. In her statement, Hannah explained her decision, writing, "I have never encountered such a miserable and hateful group of people who think it's okay to threaten, badger, and tear someone down. The moment it came out that I'm a proud Republican and a devoted Christian, all of these so-called kind people turned cruel." According to Hannah, she was walking away from social media with her MAGA hat on and her Bible in her hand. Naturally, this didn't go over well online.
So I think they were in cahoots. I don't think there's any way on God's good green earth that they weren't chatting and planning about this, and her teasing it like that out, like, oh, it's gonna be huge. It's like, just tell us. Or, even better yet, how about you go tell the authorities?
Some users celebrated Hannah's choice to remove herself from the conversation. Others speculated there was something darker behind the decision, potentially even a secret family link to the Dream Team. But for many, Hannah's first interview already gave them all the information that they needed.
We already know. We already know that he wrote the letter.
According to one Reddit user, logically speaking, there was no chance he didn't do it. Multiple pieces of evidence led them to this conclusion, including the timeline that revealed the story was created before the internet was made aware of Ariala's existence through Sarah using her song on TikTok, and, most incriminatingly, the link tree the adult fiction account provided that was used across Ariala's socials. In order to link an account on Linktree, you have to log in. So there's no chance in hell someone random could have linked the Instagram to the lit account unless they had the email and password. Yes, many felt they had the proof they needed, but that hadn't stopped the internet from digging for more information. And with this sleuthing, new, disturbing allegations have emerged. Recently, screenshots of Sarah's alleged OnlyFans account surfaced, where she used her real first and last name. The user who uncovered the profile claimed, I originally was trying to see if Patrick is on OF, so I signed up for accounts with all his emails and found 2 already registered. Then I wrote her name after the .com and found it. She was last seen online in May. Then, within an hour of my discovery, I saw her online by the green dot, and the account was deactivated. What happened was Patrick got notified by all the account registration emails he received, and he communicated about it with Sarah, IRL, so they panicked delete. We didn't get the time to sub and see what's behind the paywall. Other users pointed out that if the screenshots were real, OnlyFans' strict verification measures that require creators' IDs and profile pictures match would mean the profile was real. And while it was too late to view Sarah's content, Sarah's post about hiking with her family reminded one Reddit user at the time, Sarah seemed very out of it in the woods with Patrick, and he seemed off too. The video they were referring to includes moments where Sarah and Patrick are uncomfortably close.
So, once again, we're doing a dance challenge.
And seem almost flirtatious.
She's very devious.
You my halo?
Yeah, okay.
I'm a perfect angel.
Yeah, okay. Alright, sure.
Gross!
Anyway.
Then, when it cut to the dance, Sarah's fly suddenly appeared to be down. Sarah's alleged OF is just the latest piece of unsettling evidence to come out of the Dream Team saga, and with Patrick promising to return to TikTok with more content,
I'm not looking back, I'm looking forward.
it likely won't be the last. This has left many asking,
Where do we go from here? This man is still walking around us playing Roblox and living his best life. So what happens now?
but with Patrick not admitting to anything illegal,
None of it's illegal anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference.
the most viewers can hope for is that the truth will soon be exposed.
I think the confession is right around the corner. This guy has given me the creep since day one.
And that the victim at the center of this story will find a way out.
Sarah, I truly hope one day you can break free from this literal nightmare.
While you're here, check out our other video on a trend sweeping through
Holy
social
balls.
media and leaving users in hospital beds. And consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. Your support means a lot to us and helps us continue to create videos like these.
Holy balls. We need lulls. We need lulls. We need some Charlotte. We need some lulls. That was fucking whoa. That was a lot. Let's laugh.
Charlotte the a-hole for breaking up a 36-year marriage over a photograph. Do tell. This story is from the Charlotte Del Rey YouTube subreddit. So, I'm assuming this is the photo?
There you go.
Let's get into it. Sorry for the long story. Never be sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
so Canadian. My 59 female and my husband, 67 male, had our share of problems like any other couple. We made a lovely home for 20 years. Once I started earning more than him, he became depressed. Ugh.
Get over it.
I hate stories like this. He stopped being intimate with me for over a year. He took out his depression on the kids and me. I stayed as long as I could, hoping to fix our problems. I finally left when my children were copying his improper behavior. My kids and I went into therapy, as did my husband, who previously never believed in it. Therapy's great. Therapy is literally a lifesaver, okay?
Very well. Where do I begin?
Why do you think I'm able to help you guys so much with your problems? It's not because I'm a therapist. It's because I've had lots of therapy. More than the average person. I'll just say that. Okay, we were amicably separated for 4 years, in which time we both dated other people while co-parenting our children. We decided to start dating.
Could be worse. How?
Exclusively after that 4-year period. And we have been doing this for the last 12 years, each of us living in our own homes. Oh, okay. Very, non-conventional, I would say.
What a vivid imagination.
During our separation, he dated a woman who he said he broke up with when we agreed to be exclusive. On her social media, she's always posted pictures of the two of them for 12 years. I could never find proof that they weren't old pictures, and he promised me the relationship with her was over. He goes away in the summer frequently for a hobby of his. He usually sent me pictures and talks with me in the evenings while he was away, until the summer. He basically ignored me, and if I reached out to him, I would get one-word replies. Again, not really proof of anything. It kinda is, though. It means he's busy.
Hello, ladies.
So here's what's going on. He is busy with her, and I'm not sure if she knows about you at this point, but what he's doing is he's sending one-word text to just quickly get you off his back, and then continue whatever he's doing. It is proof. A month ago, he was on one of his trips, and he bought a baseball cap of the city he was in. Not a cap that would be sold where we live. Then I saw pictures of her and him together in that city with him wearing his new cap. The picture was posted on her social media while he was still in that city. Oh, I'm assuming that's the cap. Wow. I sent him the picture proof and told him we're through. He says the pictures are faked. Okay, not everything is AI. Not everything. I'll just say that. He spoke with her and sent her pictures of his trip. So why is he talking to her and sending her pictures when he knows she's been social media torturing us for years? I know you can change the background on pictures, but I doubt you can change the reflection on the sunglasses of the hat he's wearing. So am I the a-hole for dumping his over a photograph? No, he's lying to you. Like, he's 100% lying. Listen, as someone who used to be a photographer and still, you know, I edit photos and do graphic design sometimes, this looks like a genuine photograph. Like, this looks like something that was taken on, like, with an iPhone or, like, some sort of, like, camera phone. It doesn't look like it's altered in any way. But I also can't see their faces, which is a good thing. We keep things anonymous on this on this subreddit. I ain't trying to get food.
The pictures were faked.
I think that's a really dumb rebuttal. This, to me, does not look like a fake picture. The alternative is that this woman is nuts and she's creating fake AI pictures of your husband and her and posting them on the internet. I mean, I've heard crazier things, honestly, but I doubt that. I doubt that very seriously. The fact that he told you the pictures were faked is like the lie of a child with their hand caught in the cookie jar. Your instincts are spot on.
Great instincts, never doubt yourself.
Yeah.
Hi, Mary.
She wanted you to see that. I'm just saying. She wanted you to see that. Because ain't no way, dude. Like, this dude was seeing her for 12 years. She didn't know about you. Give me a break.
good asking.
Can't believe she
Sure you
sort
can.
of knew for 12 years. My good lady, you don't need a validated factual investigation to prove why you want to break it off with someone. You got that, but you did not have to wait for it. If you do not feel emotionally safe with this person because you are sure they are cheating or whatever, it's okay to walk away.
Right on. Very cool. Very, very cool.
Your kids are grown, I assume, given the ages and the 12 plus 4 plus 20-year relationship. You don't need to worry if his story is true. It's not. You don't feel emotionally secure in the attachment. If you want to walk, that is sufficient at this stage. You did give this dude a 36 years of chance. Not like you're being impulsive here. Yeah, the fact of the matter is, buddy just kind of goes on trips and barely speaks to you. That's not a relationship. It's just not. So like I would end it, you know, judging by how you guys are all, you already have been separated. You've already been through the motions with this guy, and these types of things are still happening. Like I just, like even that in and of itself, I agree with this commenter. It's not a relationship worth having.
This wasn't worth my time.
Here's a good point. Toilet Ghost said. Toilet Ghost. Seriously, people act like their relationship is on trial and they need solid evidence or else they can't break up. I mean, that is a very good point. You know what I mean? You don't always need solid evidence to like know that something is wrong, inherently wrong. Circumstantial evidence just won't do. A hunch isn't good enough. Why? Because then the jury might not convict. Well, it's a very good point. You're not trying to convince a judge. You just have to convince yourself that this is not what you signed up for and you want more out of a relationship. Okay, so we do have an update.
We pretty much take it all. Fridges and dishwashers, dressers, drawers, couches, mattresses, bed frames, concrete, things like that. Same day notice or 3 weeks in advance.
So, I found a picture of him and his mistress on her Facebook account. I created the original post hoping people would defend him and his claim and that the picture is fake. The opposite happened. Of the hundreds of comments and thousands of views, 2 people defended him. The rest opened my eyes. I want to thank Charlotte Dobre's community for all the loving support I received during my very emotional time. I'm really glad that you guys are there for each other because it's hard to get to every post. I think that you had grounds for breaking up with this person, even, you know, even if this photo is fake. You wasted enough time on this guy and he lied to you multiple times. So let's just cut our losses. Now to the update. He respected my boundaries and didn't contact me or come by my home. He did write me a snail mail letter. Here are some excerpts of that letter. I did not travel with that woman. I went on this trip on my own, and none of the photos you saw were taken together. I kept a friendship with her only because she repeatedly showed up at my house and was threatening to involve you and our daughter. I'm sorry, you kept a friendship with this crazy woman? Allegedly crazy woman? She called me a lot, and sometimes I answered the calls after I returned from my trip. She called several times asking about it being nice. I sent her pictures without realizing she would edit them and make it look like she was with me. I've since confronted her directly about the photos and told her to remove them and that I want no further contact and to leave me alone. I'd want to see those messages, but regardless, those things are immaterial because it's like the dude went on trips and like barely talked to you the whole time. I regret the situation even though my intention was to avoid conflict. My actions created a situation that made you doubt my honesty and hurt your feelings. Duh. Here's how I see it. For the past 12 years, he admits to having a blackmailed friendship with her behind my back. I'm sorry. I don't need to laugh. Oh, that is horse dookie. Additionally, he was gaslighting me about this relationship, whatever the relationship may be, whenever I brought her up. So yeah, I'm assuming that you had issues with this person before and you were like, kept bringing it up. He's like, oh, she's crazy. I don't know. He's weird. No, he was talking to her that whole time because she was blackmailing him. He doesn't address many things in my original post, such as she posted the picture before he came home from the trip. Oh. So potatoes, my decision is clear. I'm throwing away this 36-year marriage, not because of the picture, but because I will never be able to trust him again. I am truly heartbroken, but much better off. I will be getting tested, fingers crossed. Ugh, girly pop. I'm so sorry to hear that your marriage is over, but like also not sorry because like I think you wasted enough time on this person.
2 thumbs down.
Thank God you have separate houses. Like, oh! All right, let's see what other people's responses are. As someone who's in the tech world, these are not edited photos. He took them with her. You can tell when someone edited those. Even if I just zoom in here and you look at like the hand placement, the way that the hand pushes on the fabric, you see how there's like an indent there? That would not be there unless that hand was actually placed on her. So if she theoretically took a photo separated from him and then added him into the photo, explain the hand that's causing wrinkles on the fabric. That is extremely hard to fake in Photoshop. Like, it's doable, but I've only ever seen pictures, you know, where they merge people together like this, where there's no hand on either side. You know what I mean? It's just 2 people placed closer together, and even then, it's kind of hard to fake the shadows. Look at how his, I was gonna say man boob, for lack of a better word, honestly. Look at the shadow it's creating on her shoulder. That wouldn't be there if he wasn't standing there. And like, you would need to be an incredibly skilled graphic designer and photographer to be able to change that, to add those shadows in there and the shaping. And another really easy way to tell is when you're merging two photos together, they're almost always taken in different lighting, right? So let's say this photo was taken on a different day. Almost always the lighting is going to be different, right? Because how is it possible to replicate this exact lighting and coloring when it's two separate photos? Like, the clouds could change, like there could be the sun out, like there could be colors reflecting and changing the color of the photograph that make it more blue toned or orange toned or whatever. This photo was taken at the same time, so there's no merging of photos here. The skin tone on him is the exact same on her. You know what I mean? Not in terms of like race or coloring, I mean in terms of like lighting, you know?
Beware the light.
This photo is a real, genuine photograph. I sincerely doubt that this woman has the professional. I don't even know how to fake a photo like that. And I have been doing this for literally like 15 years. That kind of thing is extremely hard to fake. This commenter also said, also, as old as she is, no offense, I doubt she edited them. I mean, I think it's just, it goes without saying, like it has like nothing to do with age. Like, unless she's a professional graphic designer, like I don't really see her doing that and making it look believable. My suggestion is you contact her yourself and ask her about the relationship. She will definitely tell you. I was thinking this too. It would be hard to get that shoulder squeeze, as perfect as it is, in an editing app without being extremely gifted. Seems unlikely, but OP knows he isn't trustworthy anyway. C'est la vie. Yeah, someone said I would have immediately asked him to see the originals of the photos before she edited them. There you go. Look, I like the way you guys are thinking.
Thank you. I am very smart.
It's not worth it though. Like, honestly, like it might be worth it, like satisfying to catch him in the lie, but like other than that, like you're not going to be with him anymore, right? So like, what's the point? And even if you did catch him, he'd find another way to lie and gaslight you. So just forget about it. Ain't worth it. He lied even when confronted with undoubtable proof. All right, we're not giving this another second of our time, bestie, and neither should you. We got some more marriage drama for you. It's spicy as hell. Let's get into it. This is also from the Charlotte Dober YouTube subreddit. Am I the a-hole for blowing up at my husband after his entire family moved into our house without asking me?
I don't want a purple goose.
Sometimes I feel like you guys ask questions that you know the answer to, but you're just sharing it for the giggles, which I don't mind. So, I, 33 female, have been married to Tim, 34 male, for 5 years. He's incredibly family-oriented, which normally is sweet. Keyword, normally. His mom, Laura, 60s, his sister, Emma, 21, Emma's boyfriend,
So
Chris,
close.
and Laura's husband, Jack, all lived together in Laura's home until a gas leak turned their house into a carbon monoxide chamber.
I want the
Thankfully, no one was
suspended
hurt, but the
evil
house needed
pony
major
app.
repairs.
I gotta
We
get
were
to
told they'd
60,
be displaced
160.
for a while. Here's where it gets fun. Oh. Tim unilaterally decided to invite them to live with us. Not ask me, not discuss it, just told me they were coming. 24 hours before they showed up with suitcases and coolers of food like it was a summer camping trip. Not a summer camping trip.
We need a vacation.
Oh, I think you guys already know how I feel about this. All right, let's just carry on. We need some more context here. This wasn't a can we host them for a few days situation. This was a they'll stay until the house is fixed situation, which I later learned could take months. I was livid. And before anyone calls me heartless, no, I grew up with 3 older siblings, 2 brothers and a sister. I'm the youngest and I understand the importance of family. I would give my family the shirt off my back, but I also believe in boundaries, especially when I wasn't consulted in my own damn house. I mean, would that have changed things for you? Like, obviously it would have been nice to be consulted, but like, what if that wouldn't have changed anything, you know? It's like, okay, you were asked, you kind of said no, he pressured you into it, sort of said like they have nowhere to go, etc. Would you have felt like you could open up your space to them?
Good question.
I don't know. That's a lot of people to invite in a home. The boyfriend too, like that's a lot of space that you're giving up. I could see you being uncomfortable about that for sure. Was there another option? I'm curious to know. Now, for context, Emma is the miracle baby, born after Laura had long given up hope of another child. She's the golden child, and Laura dotes on her like a Victorian-era heir. Tim, who's the second oldest, has spent most of his life playing peacemaker and trying to earn his mother's affection, especially since Laura and Tim's dad divorced when he was 10. His dad and stepmom, absolute angels. Respectful, kind, never overstep. Can't say the same about Laura and Jack. Okay. Yeah, I'm like, could you only include a couple of them? Like, do you even have space for all these people? Like, where are you going to put them? Emma and Chris are both full-time students with 0 job prospects. Chris spends all day in
She
our
just
media
sat
room
on top of that
playing
dog.
games and vaping stress away.
Vape Nation!
While Emma uses our guest room as a personal content studio, she's
I
an
just
aspiring
win?
lifestyle influencer with less than
Oh,
500
fuck.
followers and a ring
I
light
won.
addiction. Oh, okay. Jack just sits in our sunroom reading and pretending the rest of the world doesn't exist.
Oops.
And Laura, she's been reorganizing my spice rack. Not the spice rack. Absolutely not. Commenting on my wardrobe and calling my dog hers. I finally snapped after week 2 today when Laura told me that maybe I should put more effort into my appearance since I work from home and have no excuse.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, I would argue that, like, when you work from home, what is the reason to put effort into your appearance? Like, at least from the waist down, you know? I run a consulting firm from my home office. She thinks I play on spreadsheets. That's immaterial. She shouldn't be telling you what you're doing in your house. I told Tim we need to talk, and he actually had the nerve to say, babe, don't start. They're family. They needed us. Hold on. So, despite the fact that you invited his family
Grace.
into your home, well, he did without asking, now they're just allowed to say and do whatever they want? Oh, no. Like, at the very least, you need boundaries there to, like, ask them to be, like, respectful. You know what I mean? At the very least, like, you're inviting them into your home. They better be cooking, cleaning, making your life incredibly easy. I firmly believe this. When you invite, like, house guests to come and stay with you, not only do they need to be respectful of the space, so cleaning when they leave, or just maintaining a certain level of cleanliness so that things don't get bad, or, you know, like doing their best, like taking you out for dinner or something, getting you a nice bottle of wine, like just anything to make themselves less of a burden, they should be doing that.
Be nice.
And if all they're doing is coming into your space and insulting the way that you look, like, it's a no from me, dude. It's just like bad manners. It's bad manners at the end of the day.
So uncivilized.
I lost it. I told him they're his family, not his responsibility, that he crossed a huge line inviting 4 adults into our home without my input, that I felt disrespected, bulldozed, and treated like an afterthought in my own marriage. I told him I've been a good wife, a good host, and a better daughter-in-law than his family deserves, but I'm not a doormat. Period. He accused me of being cold and said I didn't understand what it's like to come from a broken home. I reminded him that he married someone from a healthy home where people ask before they impose and boundaries are respected. Point blank. That's the ticket. Just because Laura emotionally manipulated him for decades doesn't mean I'm going to let her run my house like it's her second chance at suburban royalty. I've come to terms with the fact that, like, when you have a man, I don't know if it is true for women, I just know in my experience, when a guy has grown up with kind of like an overbearing, controlling mother, they are much more likely to be pushed around by them and much more likely to just keep the peace, you know, even when they're doing things that are kind of disrespectful, and just like really avoid setting any boundaries whatsoever with people because they have learned that boundaries are like not respected, you know?
Yes, definitely.
And it's a lot more common than you would think. Sucks to say. But that's why you're there, to set those boundaries. Now he's sulking. Laura's been making martyr comments about not being wanted.
These socks stop foot pain, especially for someone who has bunions. These are so comfy.
Emma passive-aggressively posted a TikTok about people who don't support your dreams, and I'm the villain in my own home. I love my husband, but I feel like I'm being punished for having a backbone. Seems to me like he grew up in a home where what he wanted was immaterial. Like, he was kind of pushed in directions that he didn't want to be. She probably used the we're family guilt trip so many times on him. For now, give him the benefit of the doubt. Have like a very calm conversation with him and just tell him that you are happy to help his family, but there need to be some ground rules. You would love to be able to talk with him about what you both feel comfortable with, because if you guys are going to be stuck in the same home for a long time with his family, there needs to be some ground rules. You know what I mean?
Hey man, can we have a quick chin wiggle?
You are absolutely right. Your husband is treating you terribly. He's literally setting you on fire to keep them warm, and your home, even your marriage, are all being completely disrespected by all of them. Stand your ground and good luck, OP. Yes, you definitely need to stand your ground. I agree. But it's nothing that I think like a conversation can't fix, you know, like a really healthy, good conversation.
I suppose you want to talk about this, do you?
Sometimes people are pushovers and people pleasers, but like don't do anything brash and be like, oh, let's get divorced over this. Like definitely have like a good convo about it. Exactly. Send them and hubby links to short-term rentals and Airbnbs and tell them they have until the end of the week to find something else. Tell hubby to get on board and start seeing a therapist or get out too. Homeowners insurance will pay for lodging for exactly a situation like this. That is very interesting. Okay, so people are pointing out, I bet they were renters. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the logistics on all of that. I'm not really sure, but yeah, if they had rental insurance, it might have covered something like that because you're staying in a place that's not safe. Okay, so if you own the home and you have insurance, your insurance should cover a place for you guys to stay. If you rent a home and your place is like completely unlivable, it's like a danger to your health, isn't like your landlord kind of on the hook for that? Like, don't they need to house you somewhere? This is a very good point. Like, I find it a little weird that they're giving up so easily and like not looking for another option when they probably have other options. Get them an Airbnb, they can stay there. I mean, hold on, we're paying for it?
No.
I think they could probably get themselves an Airbnb. Let's be honest. Like, they're not, if they're renters, they're not spending money on rent. They're living in your house, so like not spending money on bills. I wouldn't stand for this in my home. OP, I'm glad you stood your ground. Now it's time for them to leave. Update me. Ooh, everybody wants an update. Okay, so we don't know what's going on, but we do want like an update, which we have. Thank you to everyone who commented, especially those who pointed out how suspicious this gas leak situation was. Y'all gave me the clarity and pettiness I needed. So I did a little digging, and I went full detective mode. I told Tim I was going to visit my niece, which I do regularly, so it didn't raise flags. Instead, I made 3 stops. Stop 1. The gas company. I called and asked about the supposed gas leak at Laura's address. They had no record of an emergency call, appointment, or report from that property. Nada. They don't even know their names. Stop right now. Stop right now! Stop 2, the landlord. I called Laura's landlord, their house is a rental, to ask if they've been notified about any gas-related issues. He was confused. Told me point blank that no one had contacted him about a gas leak, and if there had been one, it would have been reported and handled ASAP. He had just done a routine inspection a week before. They fled to our house and found nothing wrong.
Here's where the story gets kind of weird.
So are they like paying rent there? Did they just like not want to pay the rent? Stop 3, their actual house. Yep. I drove over there. No warning signs, no work vehicles, nothing indicating any repairs were happening. I even Googled what to look for after a carbon monoxide emergency, and there were no do not enter notices, no equipment, no new detectors installed, nothing. The neighbors were out front, and I asked them about it, and they said they casually confirmed they hadn't seen any crews or heard about a leak. So hold on a second. What are they doing?
Like, are y'all okay?
Did they just like not want to pay rent anymore? Like, I was fuming. Now, I knew Emma's boyfriend Chris is as sharp as a wet paper towel and has the worst poker face known to man. So I got him alone while everyone else was at the beach again and calmly said, "You're not in trouble, but I need you to tell me the truth about why you're really here, because I spoke to the gas company and the landlord." Y'all, this boy snitched so fast, I didn't even have to ask twice. Turns out the entire gas leak story was a lie, cooked up by Laura and Emma. They knew Tim would panic if he thought something had happened to them, and if they said emergency, he'd roll out the red carpet. The real reason they wanted to stay with us? We live 10 minutes from the beach. The same beach they've been conveniently going for walks there almost every day. They didn't want to pay for a hotel or Airbnb, like I said. You got bamboozled. They knew he'd do it because he's always trying to be the hero, especially when it comes to his mom. When I confronted Tim, I didn't yell. I just calmly laid it all out. What I'd found, what I'd confirmed, and what Chris confessed. And I saw the exact moment it hit him. His own mother and sister manipulated him into using a fake emergency just to score a free vacation.
You expect me to believe all this?
He was shattered, then angry, then disgusted. I didn't want her to have a conversation about him treating her badly and like, oh, it's divorce, like, etc. The guy thought that his family was in an emergency. Like, he thought that there was this horrible thing that had happened, that their lives were at risk if they went back to their house. Like, he was trying to save them.
Bad time.
Right? He thought they had no other choice. So I wouldn't necessarily fault the husband. Like, I think that he genuinely felt like he was trying to save the day and he was trying to do right by them.
Time to go brush your teeth, Miss Ma'am.
He didn't even hesitate. He told them all to pack their stuff and leave that exact second. Laura cried as she was trying to guilt trip him. You know it didn't work, obviously. Emma screamed, Jack shrugged and asked for a ride, and Chris apologized 3 separate times on his way out the door. Now it's just me and Tim again.
No.
The silence in the house is unreal. But to his credit, Tim finally got it. We had a long conversation about boundaries, family enmeshment, and manipulation.
No.
He admitted that this was a wake-up call and that he's tired of being the fixer who gets used. We're now looking into couples counseling, not because I'm leaving him, but because this broke a piece of my trust and we both want to rebuild it the right way. For once, I feel like Tim finally sees things for what they are. It takes a little
Evil
while for them to come
pony,
around,
yeah.
you know? But, like,
So
honestly, unless
excited.
something like this happens, I feel like people will go their whole lives and not know why they feel this need to do whatever the hell their parents and family says. You know what I mean? You could go an entire lifetime and just assume you're doing the right thing, when in reality you're being manipulated and pushed in a corner and pushed around.
It's a tough load out there.
This is actually great because now
Tabby.
he knows and there's no denying
Look, it's
it. Make sure
evil.
your husband gets solo and couples therapy. Glad you have your peace
What do
again.
you like?
Commenter
Is that
said,
a
I
pod?
have a dear friend with a narcissistic sister and he goes in cycles. When he gets the abuse, he's mad and then they are done. And a year goes by and suddenly it was not that bad and we should all try harder and be family. I'm his friend and his wife's. I adore them. It makes me livid how much that woman abuses her brother. I want to slap her silly. All the kids refuse to have anything to do with her, but he can't let go of the but family programming his dysfunctional family scapegoated him into for decades.
Family, 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 family.
All to say, OP, don't expect this to stick without some serious therapy for your partner. Yeah, it's one thing to like ask our partners to like choose
I can.
us. Like
Alice is
understand
gonna go to
like
bed.
in situations like this, when a partner has a family that sort of
So
pushes
I
them
can
around,
start
it
it.
could be a sign of narcissism that they're dealing with a narcissist, and they just prefer to keep the peace because when they have set boundaries,
I wanna
those
be
boundaries aren't
complaining anyway.
respected. So tread carefully. Just because you know your husband's trying to accommodate his family does not mean that he doesn't love you. It could be just that he got some stuff
I'm gonna
going
say-
on.
Yeah,
some
why not?
wounds that need healing. You know. The stupid thing is that if they'd asked to come stay for a few days to go to the beach, you might have said yes. Instead, they blew it all up. No, but they didn't want a few days. They wanted a nice little summer house
Alice
for
is gonna
free,
crash.
I might add. OP said, literally, because despite the way they act, they're still my husband's family, and I would have gladly let them stay if they just asked, or I would have paid for their hotel or Airbnb. Yeah, no, that's so sneaky.
I'm gonna
Like, why
make
the
it
whole
right now.
family gotta lie to you, you know? This is a blessing in disguise, OP. I'm glad that, you know, the Shaisa doth hitteth the fana. So are you the a-hole for blowing up at your husband after his entire family moved into your house without asking? No. Subscribe!
Oh wait, I'm using my Lego container. I'm gonna have to go steal Alice's. Close game. No. We need more Charlotte.
If your retirement account is feeling underfunded, you're not alone. If you have a 401k, a retirement...
How do I?
Okay. No. No, I just didn't. Because I didn't. No reason. No magical reason. I just didn't because I didn't. Oh. I need your Lego bowl. That's what I went to go get, and then you distracted me with brushing your damn teeth. We're doing Lego. The Game Boy Lego. Game Boy Lego and YouTube. Let me change my stuff. Boop. Oh, Sully's on that bastard. Okay. Where's my shit? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it on just chatting because I don't care. Okay. Boop. Are we good? Lovely. There. Beautiful. Okay. Damn it, it's upside down. Yeah, now it's upside right. Alright. So, I need to bring up another little window for the Lego piece. Lego builder set. La 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 la. Alice, I need your Lego bowl. Is it empty? Alice. Is your Lego bowl empty? Or is it full of flower bits? Balls. Alice's Lego bowl is full of flower bits, so I'm gonna have to actually use my own goddamn bowl. Damn it. 1, 2, 0, 4, 6. The Game Boy. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh. Let me get the instructions up. Kill it. It goes up there. Alright, there's the Game Boy. Building instructions. Stick it up in that corner. Sweet. Oop, too far. Uh-huh. Oh. I love it. Super Mario Land and Zelda. Mm-hmm. Alright. We're doing the Game Boy. Shut up. Get up, you sausage. You're a poo head. Alright. Gotta move all the markers out of the way. And the drugs. I was doing leather stuff. This was from the Lego last time. I forgot to put it away. Oops. Who's was I making last time? Oh, the bouquet. The bouquet. This goes to the bouquet. Okay. Here's the drugs. Yeah, these got to be dumped in the bag with the bouquet. The extra bits always go. Good night, I love you. You can open your birthday presents from Mommy on your birthday. And then your birthday presents from your buddies on your birthday party day, okay? Alright. Good night, I love you. No poop in the bed! Alright. Let's go.
Get my wife to trust me.
Isn't that the age-old question?
What did you do to break the trust in the first place?
Were you a cheater? You're a cheater?
Pumpkin eater? Pumpkin! Hey everybody, welcome back to Am I the Devil, where we decide if you're the devil
or an angel.
And just a little bit of a refresher on this game, because there seems to be some confusion in the comments.
We don't like confusion.
So I have devil horns on, right? This might mean that I might say some things that are contrary, or perhaps play the devil's advocate. It does not mean that this is my opinion, okay? And Mike also might try to find the good in people.
As I do.
It doesn't mean that there is good. We are having an intellectual but stupid conversation. So we're clear. I hope we don't have to do that disclaimer before every single video, but that is the game we're playing.
So just hold your horses.
How do I, 37 male, get my wife, 35 female, to trust me? Hey everyone, I'm currently with my wife's lack of trust in me. I don't know what you're saying, sir, but I'm just gonna assume that you're upset about it.
You're cheating on her with her lack of trust?
We've been together for a total of 12 years, 7 of those years married. In the course of our 12-year relationship, I cheated twice.
Ah.
Bing, 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 bing.
I think I found the root of the issue.
The root of the problem. That is 2 times too many, but not to the point where you would consider me a serial cheater.
Yeah, I would.
Just one.
Yeah, I would.
Like as in you eat different cereals? Like I don't understand.
Yeah.
What does that mean? You can be a cereal eater, but you can't be a serial cheater. Think about that.
Well, he's saying that cheating twice is not a serial cheater.
It's not like Beetlejuice. It's not like saying it 3 times is bad, but you can say it twice.
I love the minimizing of these things. Like, it's not that bad.
I only cheated on her like 1.5 times.
Yeah.
Okay?
One thing about me, unfortunately, I don't have the greatest resistance skills. What I mean by that...
Yeah, neither do I with cookies. That's different.
He always feels like he needs to tell me when he eats a cookie. So at least I know if you ever cheat, you're going to tell me right away. You're never going to hide it from me.
Well, I'll never cheat, but like if I'm trying to eat healthier and I eat something bad, I tap her on the shoulder, Charlotte, and she'll turn around and look down at me and I'll say, I had a cookie.
From a young age, I told myself I wouldn't be caught dead in a toxic or abusive relationship, and yet there I was, and I had no one that I felt comfortable enough to talk to about the things I was experiencing. I was honestly embarrassed. Throughout my time with her,
she's like, well, you're an adult. I don't care.
You're literally an adult. You can eat a cookie if you want to.
I'm a bad boy.
So he says, one thing about me, unfortunately, I don't have the greatest resistance skills. What I mean by that is I never initiate things, but if an attractive girl comes on to me, then it's over. You know what I mean? Like, one of my coworkers, I don't know how he does it, but there is this one girl who's the hottest person I've ever seen, and she wants him bad, but he's loyal to his girlfriend.
Yeah, because he's in a relationship, you dingus.
Yeah, and they are long distance. I told him, bro, we would all understand if you tap that crying, laughing emoji, but he's just like, nah, it kind of sounds like he has morals, and he loves his girlfriend.
Wow, it's so strange. I've never heard of that before. What are morals? Is that like an old British gift?
But I don't have that level of self-control.
Morals, you say.
That's why I have to set boundaries with myself.
Okay, miss, you can't walk in this room because if you do and you're attractive, I may be tempted to go for a little smoochy touchy, and we don't want that. Jeez.
You're not making a good case for yourself, buddy. I'm not gonna lie. This is a train wreck. Twain whack waiting to happen. My first time cheating was 10 years ago. Now again, I never initiate first while in a relationship, but this girl at the gym I used to run with started hitting on me and it was over.
It was over.
Oh.
My clothes practically
The
fell off.
effort.
It was so weird. She had these superpowers.
This is crazy. My wife, girlfriend at the time, found out and I had to fight like hell to save our relationship. I set boundaries and wouldn't hang out with girls alone that I could see myself sleeping with if the opportunity presents itself. I also assured her if I ever cheat or cross her boundaries, I'll tell her, and she will never have to find out from a third party again. Now last month, I messed up and up cheating. I immediately told my wife, and she's now acting as if I'm a serial cheater. She's trying to adopt some very harsh measures. She says she doesn't want me hanging out with women one-on-one outside of work. This has some complications because I have women friends where it's purely platonic.
Yeah, right.
But not if they were really attractive, and if they were attractive, you would meet them. Are you just saying that you have platonic friendships with women that you would not sleep with?
Do you not know the word or term willpower?
Now, from my wife's perspective, she feels she doesn't trust when I say this relationship is purely platonic because she thought the person I cheated with was platonic and then I slept with her. Now, I'm going to explain why this is a bad example.
Just keep digging yourself. Maybe if you keep digging, you'll find yourself in her living room. Over here.
So, in case I did tell my wife this was a platonic thing and I'm not attracted to her, but this is a unusual instance. The girl I cheated with, she's one of the military liaisons at work. To be honest, she has she has a below average face, and in uniform I couldn't tell what kind of body she had. We hung out and then I saw her outside of her military uniform and she had a body out of this world.
Uh-oh, I can feel my willpower failing me. Error.
This is really ridiculous. I should have considered the fact that seeing her in regular clothing might make me see her differently. Still, now my wife is trying to set these terribly restrictive rules that impact my other relationships. Kind of sounds like
You caused that to happen.
Yeah.
No sleeping with women. Well, yeah, that's
it
fair.
just sounds like you now have like consequences for your actions and you don't like that.
Yeah, that's what happens when you are a bad little boy.
The thing is, I have had other opportunities to cheat. I reject them, I cut them off, and then tell my wife. Wow, that's literally like the bare minimum. Good f***ing job. So literally, you're doing the bare minimum. You don't get a pat on the back or a trophy for that. Normally, like I said, I'm very good at making sure the women I hang around don't find attractive. This was just a weird case and I need help explaining this to her. There are so many attractive people out there. If you can't have any willpower, like there will always be attractive people out there. It just kind of sounds like your wife can't trust you, and for good reason. You literally cannot stop yourself from cheating.
Yep. I didn't mean to do that.
And making sure the women I hang around don't find attractive. This was just a weird case and I need help explaining this to her. There are so many attractive people out there. If you can't have any willpower, like there will always be attractive people out there. It just kind of sounds like your wife can't trust you, and for good reason. You literally cannot stop yourself from cheating if the person hitting on you is attractive.
I think she needs to read this post.
I think she needs to read this too. This is cray.
Maybe you're just not meant to be in a relationship.
I honestly think that you're just not that kind of person.
But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, just don't commit to somebody.
No, I think that you need to divorce your wife, like, immediately, because it sounds like you're the type of person that cannot be monogamous.
You have compulsion issues. I'll help guide you in a direction, but I can't have you up here in my penthouse. It's way too holy up here.
You can have consultations with him.
We have office hours once a year, maybe like for 10 minutes or so. I'll give you like some nice, warm, angelic porridge.
Porridge? Mate, you cheated twice and expected your partner to accept it. OP responds, not accept, but I've been really good at avoiding these situations, and this was just an unusual case, I'm assuming you meant. But the rules we had in place are working. There's no reason to make it more strict. Clearly, they're not working because you cheated again. You don't sound very smart. Like, I'm sorry.
Don't sound very remorseful. Fuck smart. You
kinda
sound
like you suck,
zero
to be
remorse.
How
for what
do
you
I,
have
37
done.
male, get my wife, 35 female, to trust me? Honestly, at this point, I would not trust you as far as I can throw you. It just sounds like you're not meant to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
And you need to divorce your wife.
And maybe go to therapy.
Yeah, maybe find out why is it that you cannot be loyal. And, you know, if you really decide that you cannot be loyal to one person, then don't make your wife be in a marriage where she's forced to be with someone like that, you know? How he talks about women in this is very telling. The fact that he like says, oh, she's got an ugly face, and then the minute that she was in normal clothes, all of a sudden he was interested in her. I don't know. I just
And
like,
not
I'm not a
only
fan.
that,
I
he's
feel
like,
your
if
wife's
they're
a little
hot,
too good
it's
for
on.
you. And you
Just
need to work
on.
on yourself. So
Can't
come on over
handle
here, honey.
You can have
any
bring
sort
that
of
nice,
attractiveness.
cute, hot brand
Like,
that
dude,
you like.
what?
Just says petty.
Petty on the butt. You
Petty
know,
on the
just
butt.
brand him right on the butt.
Maybe on the front for him, so you can learn a lesson.
You are the devil. How do I get my 40 male wife, 37 female, to speak to me after a prank?
What did you do? Want to hear something kind of funny? I love scaring people. I think it's the funniest thing ever. I actually like it so much that I start to laugh before I can even do it. I'm like hiding behind a door, like. But Murphy, our dog, will not let me do it. So if I start hunching towards Charlotte as she's like in the
Like
bathroom or coming in the door,
sneaking?
he won't just bark. He'll go like.
And he warns me, like our dog warns me, so Mike literally cannot scare me.
Oh no.
You think Murphy is your ally? Yes, I will scare you again.
My 40 male wife, 37 female, and I have been married for over 6 years. And I've started to feel like our love life lacks the same zest that it used to have. So I decided to play a bit of a prank to make things unpredictable again.
Uh-oh.
A few nights ago, after we had done the deed, I picked up my wallet and flung $20 at her before leaving the room.
I would have taken the 20.
Ever since, she's refused to sleep in the same bed with me, and she doesn't seem to care that it was nothing more than a joke. I understand that I must have done something wrong, but if I cannot even open a dialogue, I don't think I can smooth things over between us. Any advice?
I'm pretty sure that I've made the joke. That was great. Leave the money on the dresser.
Yeah, that's why I'm laughing. I think that is actually why I'm laughing, because I know, like, we've both made jokes like that after Mom and Dad do things together, you know? They have quiet time together.
We wrestle.
We have made jokes like that, but also we have that kind of relationship. I feel like if your love life lacks zest, I think that there's other ways of like spicing things up than like calling your wife a hooker, you know what I mean?
No way.
Or, yeah, making a joke about it.
I think that a joke like that could be taken the wrong way if you were not like on good terms or like comfortable being like intimate in that sort of way. We have that kind of relationship because we just have like a jokey relationship where we know the other one is joking almost always. Like it's rare that we're not joking. Like I actually have to sit him down and be like, okay, this is a serious conversation, Michael. We actually have to have a serious conversation like adults.
I have to like turn off the. Even at the altar, there were jokes.
Yeah, there were just always jokes, always.
Didn't you fart at the altar?
No, that was you.
Right.
The point I'm trying to make is that if you say that your love life lacks zest, does that mean that you guys like haven't been intimate in a while? I don't know. I feel like there's other ways to like spice up your love life other than making like a crude joke like that. Then again, I also see the joke is kind of like
it's silly. I wouldn't say that. I don't think that's spicing up. I think that's just making fun of. Clearly, you guys aren't having a good enough dialogue about it.
Yeah.
She feels it. You feel it. And instead of healthily talking about it, I don't know. She got offended by it. She knows that you want maybe to have a better, zesty, intimate life, but maybe that wasn't the best way to go about it.
You know, it is a joke. I just think that, like, for the record, if you're trying to open a dialogue about getting closer with your wife, I would say do things that she really likes, like buy her flowers or like take her out on a take her out on a nice date.
To what restaurants would those be?
I've been meaning to go to and you know,
just asking
like
for
Richard Chef again would be nice. Like we haven't meet Julia in a bit. Anyways, so you start the day with some nice compliments. You make her feel super sexy. You know, like I feel like there's a different way to approach it. I do think she's being a little stuck up. I don't think it was that big of a deal.
Yeah, no,
but like it's not the right way to go about it if that's what you're trying to achieve.
My scissors
you know?
and never brought them back again.
And I think that was a hilarious joke.
There you go. And like I said, like we've said that to each other before.
You're not a bad person. Maybe he was a little distasteful, but I still think like you're a funny guy. I can work with you.
I don't mind you, honestly. Like not for me, but maybe for him.
Let's see some comments first.
Okay.
Before I sabotage myself.
The joke wasn't very funny, but being cranky for days over it. Yeah.
That's ultimately the thing, right? It's like maybe your relationship isn't that jokey, and that probably wasn't a smart move, but the fact that she was that upset where she didn't sleep in the bed for several days.
Did you try like apologizing?
Did you try to offer more money?
I would have taken the 20 and been like,
maybe she was offended at how much you offered.
I would be offended at only 20.
What if you open a briefcase full of
Yeah, honestly. I mean, I would start by like maybe apologizing. It doesn't sound like you did, but it was a joke, so I don't know.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he was like, oh, come on, honey. It was a joke. I'm sorry.
I think you have a good point. I think the $20
I'd be like,
is also
well,
kind of offensive.
Yes, you can pay
Bro,
me.
we are overanalyzing the shit out of this.
Yeah,
you
okay.
jokingly threw a 20.
Yeah,
and she's overreacting.
Yeah, she
come
is.
here.
She is. You're right.
I
Yeah,
want you to
yeah.
come here.
I actually actually agree with that for once. You might disagree, but I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Remember, it's a game, but I am in character. Come here, my sweet little son. Come here.
How do I get my 29 male girlfriend, 31 female, to stop letting the past dictate our relationship? Let me guess. We have another cheater. My girlfriend and I are in a 6-month relationship, but we were originally together for 3 months, but I cheated. She broke up with me. I spent 7 months trying to get her back, and then finally got her back, and now we're 6 months into a relationship, take 2. The relationship is great, but she makes passive-aggressive comments when I hang out with my homegirl, even though I haven't cheated and I won't cheat. The reason I cheated on her was in my past relationship, I was used to being able to cheat. And she would take me back. She would be upset for a week, but ultimately I would get her back without much effort.
That's gonna be a yikes for me, dog.
Buddy, you had a very dysfunctional first relationship. Welcome to the big leagues, pal.
Yeah, that's not normal. Important note, this is what happens to the brain when you forgive cheating over and over. We signal that it's okay, because there's no consequences. With this woman I'm with, I cheat once and she was gone. I had to beg her and fight so hard to get her back. Freaking 7 months! She was clear, if I do it again, she's done. It's not worth doing that again. I've been loyal for this part of our relationship. Even my friends, both male and female, are like, wow, you actually haven't been cheating, and they're proud of my growth.
Oh,
That's
you
saying
fucking
something. Like,
barely.
if your friends,
No.
your friends are literally like, whoa, like, you're actually, like, acting like a normal human being. Good job.
Good job, buddy.
Good job. You're doing the bare minimum. I just wish my girlfriend would see that also.
You did this to yourself, buddy. You've come a long way, I guess.
I think a few comments are not really that big of a deal. And obviously the punishment worked because you changed, correct? So I think a few comments here and there, 7 months, yeah, it might seem like a long time, but like trust takes a long time to rebuild. So it kind of just sounds like you made your bed, now lie in it, you wanted her back, and I'm sorry, but things aren't just gonna be the same. You're gonna have to earn the trust back.
Sleep in it, pig.
Sleep in it, you dirty little filthy cheating pig. Guys, you don't get it. I got used to kicking old people. The fact that it hasn't happened in a while is something worth praising. So someone said, lol, your friends must have such a low opinion of you if they think that the fact you haven't cheated again is an achievement. OP responds, I mean, this relationship where I would have been faithful because I genuinely love her. I think the reason I struggled before was I didn't like my exes like that. Plus, I was always able to get them back. This just shows how much I really love her.
Yeah, buddy.
No.
I think genuinely, if you really loved her, you wouldn't have cheated on her in the first place. But
or understanding that it's not normal to have a relationship where you cheat,
Yeah.
unless you have rules. Unless it's like you have an open relationship.
You both have discussed this at the beginning.
This is you, this is her, and you say, I will be with other people. Is that okay with you? And they say,
Yes, I will as well.
great.
Kiss, and then other people. And that's okay, and that's happiness. That is that's a love story.
You asked, how do I get your girlfriend to stop letting the past dictate our relationship? I am sorry, but you cheated, you betrayed her trust, and unfortunately, it's going to take a little while to gain that trust back. And unfortunately, that might never be rebuilt. Like, there might always be something in the back of her head that says, you know, that she doesn't trust you fully. And
That says,
you have to be
"Use
okay
a
with that if you want to be with this person.
It's gonna take time.
All you need to do is just time. Like, I'm sorry that you're annoyed that you kind of have to suffer the consequences of your actions, but that's what happens when you do something bad.
You can probably have this guy.
Like, you don't get a trophy for doing the bare minimum. I'm sorry. It's not an achievement to, like, go, like, a month without doing something totally shitty.
Grow up, be an adult, handle your compulsions.
Yeah.
And if you can't be in a relationship with someone, then don't be in a relationship with someone.
Literally.
Because then you waste their time.
Guys, I cheated on multiple girls and just once on this girl. Y'all should be so proud of me because I didn't cheat on her again. I cheated, but I love her. It's so true. I find it interesting that you cheated, you betrayed this person, yet you still want to be with her, you know? Like, you don't get to dictate how she responds to your betrayal. You got her back. That's what you wanted, right? Am I the a-hole for texting from my girlfriend's phone?
Depends on who you were texting and what you texted, but let's find out.
My girlfriend was doing some time-sensitive work on her computer and asked me to go through her photo gallery on her phone and send her some images. As I was going through the photos, she got a text from someone that said, "Love you, princess. Good night," heart emoji.
Oh.
Doesn't look good. I understandably got freaked out and started looking at the text history. I didn't need to read a lot before seeing red. My girlfriend has been chatting with this person regularly, mainly about her day. He keeps calling her baby and princess and sending her lots of love and hugs and kisses.
It's her parent.
I feel
It's
shocked.
her dad.
I thought I had a great relationship with my girlfriend. I looked at the name again and suddenly remembered my girlfriend had mumbled it and something about chocolate in her sleep the other night.
In her sleep? I mumble about chocolate in my sleep. And in waking life, too. That is so messed up.
Yeah, I could see this had been going on for a while, and I got really angry, so I sent a message to the guy about how he was scum for calling somebody else's girlfriend baby. And then I deleted the messages and blocked the number.
Wow, without confronting.
Not a great plan.
This was an hour ago. I don't feel like I went too far, but now that I've cooled down, I've been wondering and wanting some outside perspective.
Ooh, buddy, you may have jumped the gun. What if it was like her grandfather or something like that?
Yeah. Using pet names does not mean like cheating, you know?
No, but it's very weird. I would have confronted her immediately.
I would have definitely asked her about it before blocking the person and like inserting yourself, because you don't know for sure. Oh, there's an update. Update. So it turns out I fucked up big time.
Oh God.
Told ya.
My girlfriend came here as an international student and has relatives from other cultures. It turns out that what I thought was the affair partner's name was actually the word for her aunt.
See, that's the thing. It's like you don't know.
Yeah, I understand you kind of moved in the shadows and like looked into it a little bit more.
How hard would this have been? Hey, who's blah? And then she'd be like, oh, that's my aunt. Oh, problem avoided.
I was just on your computer and you got a message from like so-and-so, like who is that? So this is her elderly aunt that helped raise her, which is why the messages were so affectionate. Apparently she makes a mean chocolate cake, which my girlfriend had been dreaming about the other day.
This is a really funny, like, seems like a bit.
Yeah, this is really funny. I thought this was complete BS, but my girlfriend made me read through all her messages from the beginning, and I realized she was telling the truth. My girlfriend is pissed. Apparently her aunt has been crying because the message I sent, and because I blocked the number, it took a while to clear the situation up. She cursed me out for 5 minutes and said I'm a total scumbag, and it's over, and then kicked me out. Thanks a lot, Reddit. Why are you mad at Reddit? You did this and then wrote your Reddit post.
I think both of you overreacted. I don't think you deserve to be dumped. This could have been avoided if you just said, hey, who's this?
Totally.
And also, you were robbed of an incredible chocolate cake.
I think it's good to like give our partners the benefit of the doubt until we have glaring proof.
Innocent until proven guilty.
I say love bug and baby and babe to like pretty much everybody. I use pet names for pretty much everyone.
Oh, by the way, I blocked a couple people on your phone.
I think you're right. I think that they both kind of overreacted. I don't think that you're a bad person. I think that you should have trusted your girlfriend. I don't think her talking about chocolate cake in her dreams is a sign that she's cheating. Also, here's a good note. Why would she so freely let him use her phone without supervision if she were cheating? It's a very good point.
That is a very good point. That's why I let you know my code. You know everything.
Yeah, but you don't know mine. You do know mine. You just forget. Personally, lots of love and hugs and kisses doesn't sound like something a significant other would say. It sounds exactly like an elderly person texting. Thanks a lot, Reddit. What the f did we do? It's not like we told you to break up with her. It's not like we told you to accuse her of cheating. You did that all on your own. This guy's just a little dumb. Like, honestly, I don't think he's a devil, but like, I also don't think he's like an angel either, you know?
I still think like he could be on my end. Like he made a mistake. She didn't need to dump him. I think he should have given her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe this is a purgatory candidate. Should we send this guy to level P?
Let's put him in the purg. All right. My male 32, wife, female 35, is upset that I gave money to a woman selling when I thought I was just being helpful. What should I do? I try to be generous. So me giving money to people isn't an unusual thing for me to do. My wife and I do well, and this issue isn't about the money. Last week I was online and I saw a post from a woman that I went to high school with. She had a baby early this year and was talking about how things were difficult, and she was asking for help. I decided to give her $100 to help her out. I figured if she was lying, it wasn't a ton of money wasted. She hated me in high school, but I thought that was the past. She had a link to give money in her profile. I sent the money and sent a message saying I hope things turn around for her. I figured that would be the end. Turns out, she sells images online and has other social media accounts for that. She replied with some suggestive images and then posted a thank you to me online and made it look like I'm buying her stuff.
Oh no.
Oh god, another dummy. Oh no. It looks super suspicious because the username for her donations is a play on words around some spicy stuff. I didn't notice until after she started posting. You can't really be this dumb, can you?
Yes, I am.
But even before that she tagged him, if she was coming up on his feed, he must have known.
Well, I guess the post was about how she's struggling, not necessarily the, like, spicy stuff. Well, now people are seeing this post of hers, and my wife is pissed. Understandably. So as it looks like I'm out buying images from women online. What should I do to help show people I'm not doing anything here?
I think you were a little careless, bro. I think that it comes from a nice place, I guess, but that was a little careless and dumb.
It was at the very least very dumb, or I feel like maybe you're lying. I don't know.
Wouldn't you, before you give someone money, go creep their profile and say like, oh yeah, they're like a dog sitter now, or oh, they're like an accountant or something like that.
Yeah.
You think you would have gone to her like Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and she would have had some like racy photos maybe, or like something suggestive?
I don't know. I just don't know if I buy this excuse.
But also,
honestly.
like, we don't know how tech savvy this guy is. You know, I'm just being a little holy here.
Did he give to a GoFundMe, or did he give to like OF, like the fans account? Because if that's the case, don't you like need an account in order to give money?
Well, that's a big thing that we don't know.
She had a link in her profile to give money.
If it was an OF, then that's a bad boy. Automatic down to hell.
Yeah, obviously people in the comments have picked up on this. That sounds like he's trying to lie on Reddit to see it'll work on his wife.
I can see the debate here, though.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a very suggestive link, if her profile is all about that kind of racy stuff, then, like, he's a bad boy. If it's all hidden and he had no idea, and the link was, like, a GoFundMe...
This sounds like a lot simpler than what he's making it to be. It sounds like he's talking himself in circles. Yeah, everyone in the comments, like, I don't believe for 1 second you thought you were donating for anything other than spicy images. And he got caught because she posted about it on her page.
I mean, if she's posting that stuff on her page, that thank you for donating, and people like knew right away, like the fact that everyone knows that he bought images from her, that people know, that means that there's obvious things like red flags that publicly showed that she like was selling photos.
Yeah, for sure. Someone in the comments said, I guess I'm kind of naive because I found it somewhat believable. I mean, it might be believable, but like, honestly, this sounds to me like someone who got caught, who is kind of like lying his way out of it.
I find it like mildly believable.
Mildly believable?
Yeah, there's too much we don't know.
At the very least, he's very, very, very dumb, but I'm sorry, like, unless you have no idea what those websites are, which is kind of like hard at this point to have no idea.
Maybe he's just not very tech savvy and he's stupid.
I guess.
If this is like horribly like going to hell and this is like you're innocent, my sweet little baby child, I'd say he's somewhere like just towards you slightly. I think that I believe part of it, but like there's too much we don't know.
I think he's lying. Agree to disagree.
Again, this is a game. This is a game. Don't come after me. You should be ashamed, Mike. He's a cheat. Hey, relax. Look, I'm not actually an angel.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
Okay, I'm a real guy. Okay, this is a game. I believe a little part of it.
As always, guys, it's okay to disagree, by the way. We can disagree with each other and we are still gonna have spicy time later. But obviously I want to know what you guys thought about these stories down below in the comments. That was Am I the Devil? Thank you for joining us. I think my boyfriend is cheating on me with my older sister.
What the hell?
I'm sad. I am sad for this tea. I need someone else's problems to look at right now. I don't want to look at my own. I, 20 female, and my boyfriend, 29 male, I will call him R, have been together for about 1.5 years now. And up until recently, I always trusted him. Maybe blindly and naively looking back on it. Yeah, 20 and 29, that is a big age difference.
Yikes!
And you know how it feels even bigger when, like, the younger person in the couple is, like, barely legal? 20 and 29 is a big age difference. It doesn't seem as big when it's like 50 and 40, you know what I mean? Because of the maturity level, the difference in maturity level and life experience. I started losing that trust a few months ago when an ex of his, I will call her A, found me on Instagram and DM'd me what was basically the dreaded "Hey girly" text. Ooh. Not the kind of texts I like to receive on a regular basis. I have gotten a "Hey girly" text once.
and it was not fun. I knew about A because they were pretty serious in college, and he and his mom
What are
had
you
both
doing,
told
Poop?
me stories about her. I was told by R that they ended their long-term relationship because they wanted different things in life. He said she wanted to settle down and he wasn't ready. I believed him, but A told me that they actually broke up because after 4 years together and talking about marriage, she found out he had been cheating on her almost the whole time with no remorse. Yeah, no, that's a red flag if I ever saw one. And also his unwillingness to like tell you exactly why he wasn't ready. It's interesting that he omitted that information. Apparently they had rekindled sometime about a year before, and A thought he had grown as a person. So they were considering meeting up and possibly getting back together until he randomly ghosted her. She found my account through his and pieced things together by our photos that I was the reason he ghosted her. She provided multiple screenshots and timestamps, and they're all around the same time frame me and him started talking. He was talking to us both and entertaining us both up until the same day he asked me to make things official. This has totally happened to me before. I had this like major crush on this guy, like maybe, I feel like it was like 8 years ago or something. We took the same bus, so we literally lived a few steps away from each other. And then we also worked in very, very close proximity. I thought this dude was so cute. We would chat to each other on the bus and stuff. We would always look at each other. Then one day, this dude chased me down the street.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
To ask for my phone number.
Who, me?
I gave him my phone number. I waited. He never texted me again.
You blew it! You had it all and you blew it!
And then he started ignoring me when I saw him on the bus. And it was super freaking awkward because like we'd go to work at the same time, leave work at the same time, be on the bus both times, and he was ignoring me for months. So one day on the bus, I sat down beside him. After, you know, he had been ignoring me. Honestly, the look on his face, he was like white as a ghost. What happened? Because like you asked me for my phone number and then like you just started ignoring me. And he told me that he started dating someone literally a week after he asked me for my phone number. Okay, aspetta. Side eye. How could you have gone from being so available that you are asking multiple girls out to suddenly I'm in a relationship and I need to avoid the person that I just asked out? It's a little weird that there's some overlap there. Were you not getting to the point where it was like, I really like this person, maybe I shouldn't ask somebody else out? Anyways, that's what happened, and quite honestly, I feel like it was for the best. He was talking to us both and entertaining us both up until the same day he asked me to make things official. I don't know why she didn't tell me sooner, or if she had just found out, but I never even asked, because I don't know if I even want to know more. I thanked her and I did confront him with this almost immediately. He was honest, but I think that was only because I had the proof right there in front of us. He admitted that he was talking to both of us and another girl because he was single and he had the right to. Yeah, I mean you are, but at the same time it doesn't mean you should. I firmly believe that if you're going around and you're talking to multiple people, like it kind of distracts you from the people that you should be with. When you find someone that you like enough, you really gotta cut people off, you know? When I pointed out that I told him I wasn't talking to anyone else very early on in our talking stage, and he could have told me then, or better yet, stop talking to these women if he thought we were so serious, he got very defensive and said I was making this out to be something it wasn't, and said I was acting like he was a cheater. Well, interesting choice of words. The fact that he brought up cheating first is telling to me, even though I didn't think of it in the moment. I know he did not technically cheat on me, but it still feels disrespectful that he not only did it, but didn't even think to tell me throughout our whole relationship. This opened my eyes to some massive red flags that just seemed to keep popping up, and eventually they were all I could see about him. I still love him, despite how stupid that sounds. Even now as I'm typing this, I still hope I'm so very wrong, though I don't think I am. But I need other opinions because I feel crazy. Enter the sister. So my sister, 25 female, who I will call Jay, just went through a nasty breakup 3 months ago and had to move back home with my parents to get back on her feet. Instead of hiring a moving company and wasting that money, she just asked our brother, 23 male, to use his truck and have the family help her move. Of course we did it, but I felt like we needed some more help, so I stupidly invited R to come and help us. I fail to understand why that's stupid.
You'll see.
R had never met my sister before, but then as soon as they started talking, I felt like a third wheel. They have more in common, which I should have expected with them being closer in age than me and him. I ignored it at first and tried to convince myself I was glad they were getting along, but the way he looked at her when we left later that night and the way she said goodbye, like there was more behind the words, filled me with jealousy. It wasn't even a full week later and it started getting weirder. R made a comment in the middle of a date night about how mature my sister is, which if you talk to this woman at all, anyone can tell she's the opposite of mature. So I know this was some kind of dig because I've always been self-conscious about our age gap. I've even said the words,
I wish I was more mature to him before.
I mean, it's an interesting thing that he was just like, oh, she's so mature, which is like indirectly kind of telling you that you're immature.
Oh, you're so young and your sister is so mature.
Which is super creepy and weird.
And it's weird that he's like thinking about her, you know? It's always very telling when like someone that you like starts talking about someone else, someone of the opposite sex that's like, you know, on their mind and they bring it up in conversation. Hella weird. My mood was ruined after this because it made no sense to me why he was even thinking of Jay. And I was already upset and on edge, so I tried to end our night early, but he was following me around his apartment and yelling at me that I was acting insecure and I didn't trust him. I let it slip that I actually hadn't trusted him for a while, and he asked me what the point of our relationship was if I can't trust him. And after some back and forth of me saying that he needed to work to regain my trust and him saying I was blaming him for stuff he can't change, I ended up leaving because he would not stop and I wanted to sleep. I went to my parents' place because they were closer and it was late already, so I crashed there. My mom, of course, was curious, and I broke down and explained everything to her, minus the J details because I knew she would be listening, and she was.
That conniving little...
Ooh. I was a crying mess by the end, but my mom said that she thought I was being paranoid and jumping to conclusions based on his past. I called R, and to his credit, he did pick up quickly, and I told him I was sorry, but now I feel like a pushover because looking back on it, I was not the one who needed to apologize. Jay even came down and confronted me herself, which is rare because she usually only cares for herself. I should have seen this as a sign, but I was too caught up on thinking my sister finally cared about me. For a while, everything was okay. When I got back to his place, he apologized for yelling and said he hated seeing me leave, and even asked me to move in with him. I hadn't decided yet, but I was stupidly considering saying yes. Everything felt too good to be true, and I was tired of feeling crazy, so I just started to accept that I may have paranoia issues when everything was basically confirmed for me. In the middle of the night, like a month and a half after Jay moved back, almost at 4 a.m, R was on the phone with her. For what purpose is your sister on the phone with your boyfriend? At 4 a.m? I caught him in his living room, basically whispering into his phone. Not whispering. I was already suspicious and angry before I even knew who it was, and asked him instead of doing the smart thing and listening in to whatever they were talking about, because I still don't know what their late night conversations were about. Ooh, I'm getting some lip gloss for this. Oh yeah. He didn't even try to hide it. He admitted to me that he and Jay had been talking for weeks and were becoming close friends. He said he didn't tell me because he knew how I would react, and he was worried that I would think the worst. Well, if you know that this is not something that your girlfriend would like, then why are you doing it? Especially after she told you that she's uncomfortable and you guys had a fight about you and her sister, sir. Hearing him say that felt so demeaning because it told me he knew how I would feel and what it would look like, but he did it anyway. I was too angry to even have a conversation with him, so I locked myself in the bedroom until it was light out, ignoring him and Jay, who spammed my phone with explanations. As soon as I could, I left his apartment with as much of my stuff as I could carry. I vented to my mom about this on the phone just to find out that it was my own mother who gave R's phone number to my sister that night I crashed at their house, because she apparently wanted to get to know him better. What?
Yeah, that's...
Oh. My mom keeps saying that she's being a good sister and looking out for me by making sure he's good enough, but I don't believe it. The timing is too weird. You can be a good sister and see if a guy is good for your sister or friend or whatever. Don't do it privately.
Oh yeah, let's just like go for a little like coffee date so I can see if you're like good enough for her.
Said no one ever that wasn't trying to cheat. No, if she wants to find out if a guy is good enough for you, she can do it in a public setting with you there. She can have like a little session where she's like kind of talking to him, interviewing him. What on God's green earth are they talking about in the middle of the night alone and whispering? Yeah, the more I read, the more I'm like genuinely convinced that there's definitely something going on. She finds out my boyfriend has a history of cheating, and that's when she wants his number.
That's suspicious.
That's weird.
If she truly was trying to make sure he was good for me, she would have not felt the need to go behind my back to get R's number. Would she not have done that in the beginning? And she did not do that with either of my previous relationships. Ooh. This is a case of you have a toy that she wants. For some context, how my mom acts toward Jay, my sister has always been spoiled rotten. She's my parents' favorite and didn't hear the word no from them if they could help it. In my parents' eyes, my mom especially, she can do no wrong. Even though Jay is one of the rudest people I know, my mom still sees her as a baby. This is why she acts the way that she does, because she thinks that she can have anything she wants, including her sister's boyfriend. My mom keeps trying to get me to accept that she's just going through a hard time and needs a good friend like R who takes care of her. You're going through a hard time, you like have girlfriends that take care of you.
Your mom
not
gave your
sister's
boyfriend to
sorry.
your sister.
Unless she doesn't have any
That's
friends.
literally
which,
what just happened.
if the shoe fits, wouldn't surprise me. That makes me more livid because why should my boyfriend be responsible for the heavy lifting of my sister's life? She's a grown adult who could go to therapy for her problems. She shouldn't need to call my boyfriend about them in the middle of the night. Agreed. For someone who's only 20, you certainly have very good insight and instincts. Last week was my final straw. I found out through my brother that R and J have been regularly meeting up at bars for weeks now. Oh no. Wow, the audacity of those two. Even after the big fight about them calling in the night, going on what Jay calls friend dates. The cherry on top is that she specifically told my brother not to tell me. He told me almost immediately and I finally broke. Honestly, your brother's the only one that I don't want to throw in the trash. There is no good excuse for my boyfriend to be regularly seeing my sister behind my back, so I finally confronted them. I waited at my apartment and called them both to come, and the looks on their faces when they realized they were both there made my stomach churn. I didn't mention knowing about their little dates because I wanted to see if they would dig themselves into a hole, and that is exactly what they did. They both said they barely interact off the phone, and when they did, it wasn't planned and it just happened. I let them say their whole spiel, before simply dropping, so you ended up at the same bar multiple weekends in a row for friend dates on accident? Ooh, you moved in the shadows, bestie. I love to see it. When I used her own words, I saw on her face that she knew I knew. They tried to say it was nothing weird, and they both adamantly denied anything happened during those friend dates. It doesn't matter if anything physical happened. They're still going behind your back. They're still laying the groundwork to cheat. I feel in my gut that they're lying about that too, since they can so easily lie to me about everything else.
Sometimes you have to trust your gut.
R said they were just hanging out as friends, but once they lied to my face about them, I knew they were more than friendly hangouts. I had no hard evidence of anything going on past these dates, and even if nothing physical happened, he's at least emotionally cheating on me with her, and they let me feel like a crazy paranoid girlfriend, trying to make me feel like I was seeing things while manipulating me and having the nerve to ask me to move in with him while doing this. Oh, wow. I've not spoken to either of them or my mom since I can't help but think my mom knew. What I keep thinking of that hurts most is that had A not told me he had the past of being a cheater, I would probably be thinking he's such a nice guy, helping and befriending my sister, voicemails from my mom that I'm sure are defending them, so I can't even bring myself to listen to them. Yeah, no, I don't like anyone in this story except your brother. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do now or how to go about this. I technically didn't break it off with R, and I don't know how to. I fully believe he was trying to trap me in his life by asking me to move in, and now I'm honestly a little scared of what he could try to keep me around. Thank your lucky stars that your life isn't made complicated by moving in with this guy. You don't live with him, right? I'm assuming you didn't actually move in? Girl, you're fine. Things get infinitely more complicated when you're sharing a space with someone and you like can't break a lease, or you have kids together or a house together or a baby, you know, like it's honestly your whole family other than your brother making excuses for your sister.
Get out.
That hurts me more reading this. My brother said he would gladly break it to him for me, but I don't know if that's the mature thing to do, and I keep having to beat myself up mentally for missing him. Am I jumping to conclusions like my mom thinks, or does it seem like he's actually
He's a big, fat cheater.
Everyone but your brother lied to you. Dump him, take a long break from your family, but lean a bit on your brother for support, not the a-hole. I completely agree with that. Dump that loser. He's too old for you anyway. Go no contact with your mom and your sister. If they didn't cheat, they were leading up to it. Either way, the trust is broken. If you can't say anything to him, get your brother to do it. didn't know what gaslighting was until I told them. So we're gonna move on to the update. I decided to cut ties with R, thank God. And I've gotten no contact with my sister and my mom. The day after I posted my initial Am I the A-hole, I took some of your guys' advice and I broke it off with R through a careful text that said, more or less, I do not believe nothing happened between you and my sister and I won't stay in a relationship. In case I also kind of agree with it, even though it's kind of like a very anxiety-inducing thing, I would say like having like evidence is good. Don't block him fully just in case he goes too far, and I need documentation, so I'm following that advice until I'm in the clear. My sister showed up to my apartment. Nothing physical ever happened, and they went on those friend dates to live out a fantasy they were never going to act on, which I think is BS. Yep. She said she was the one pushing for them to go further, but he never crossed the line. But I do not care. They were leading up to cheating physically if they haven't already, and in my eyes, they did already cheat. They were basically
I'm missing. Gonna refresh it. How about now?